Angela, it's time. You need to get your luggage ready. You'll be going to stay with your Aunt Petunia starting from tomorrow.
I'm going to stay with Aunt Petunia? Just me? On my own?
That's right. You'll be living with her at her house from tomorrow.
Huh? But why? Am I allowed to say no? I'm not sure I want to do that.
No? Of course you're not, silly little girl. You won't be living with me in this house anymore. I need my own personal space.
But my wound isn't even fully healed yet. I can't see properly in my left eye, and I'm still not great on my feet. My sense of distance is all messed up, and my balance is all over the place, which makes walking difficult.
That's fine. Your aunt's house is within acceptable distance from the hospital. You'll be able to carry on going to your appointments as normal. How else are you supposed to get your walking back to normal without practice? Besides, where's your fighting spirit? Back in my day, we kept a stiff upper lip when times were tough.
But why? Why do I have to move out to live with Aunt Petunia? I don't understand. Did I do something wrong?
I can't take living with you anymore. I heard the doctor. He said you'd have that scar forever. It's so ugly and disgusting to look at. I'd frankly rather you not be here.
Wow. You're kicking me out because you don't want to look at my face? You're the one who injured me in the first place, Mom.
You're blaming me for what happened? Seriously? Good grief.
Well, you are the only one who pushed me.
I hardly did it on purpose. You're the one who was desperately trying to cling to me for God knows what reason, and all I did was push you away. That's when you stumbled and fell. There just so happened to be a pot of boiling water where you landed. You got injured as a result of your own irresponsible foolishness, and you need to accept the consequences of your actions, young lady.
Mom, you'd been drinking again, and you were going crazy, shouting, screaming, and throwing things just like you always do. I only got involved because I was scared, and I thought you might hurt yourself.
I was certainly not drunk, and I was certainly not going crazy, shouting, screaming, or throwing things. This is one of the most ridiculous loads of baloney I've ever heard. Do not try to paint your mother as some violent alcoholic barbarian. How rude!
Mom, you start throwing stuff and trashing the place every time you drink. Why can't you just accept it? I'm not judging you, I want to help you. But it's like I'm banging my head against a brick wall. It was just last month you threw that flower vase and broke our huge flat screen TV. Or did you forget that already?
Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to your own mother like that? You impertinent little cretin. Why I oughta... Keep talking. If I wasn't sure I made the right decision by having you move in with your Aunt Petunia, I certainly am now. You're ugly. You can't even see properly. Let's face it, there's no value in keeping you around here whatsoever.
Wow. So go on. Tell me, what exactly do you mean by me having no value?
You bring nothing to the table. I no longer have the time or energy or patience to carry on looking after you. It's nothing but work, work, work. Having you in this house is nothing but trouble for me, and I'm finally washing my hands of you. Starting tomorrow, you'll be Aunt Petunia's problem.
I see. If that's how you feel, maybe it's in my best interest to be as far away from you as possible. I guess there's no reason for me to hold back anymore, so I'll just come out with it. I think you and Dad are the worst parents ever.
Excuse me?
You're both vile, disgusting dirtbags. Oh yeah, and obviously you're a raging alcoholic. Not to mention Dad's gambling addiction. I really couldn't have had a worse set of parents. Now that I think about it, I probably am better off with Aunt Petunia.
Vile and disgusting reminds me who you're talking about again. Because the only thing that's vile and disgusting here is your ugly face, you insolent little witch. I wish you were never born, you pathetic waste of space. Having you was the biggest mistake of my life. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't regret it.
I can't wait to live with Aunt Petunia. In fact, I'm so excited, I'm not waiting until tomorrow. I'll be gone tonight. I can't bear to be in the same house as someone as evil as you for even a second longer.
Joyce, fantastic. Great. Music to my ears. In that case, hurry up and disappear from my life forever. Believe me, the sooner I see the back of you, the better. Never show your disgusting face around here again, you misshapen little goblin. Even if you come crawling back with tears streaming down your face in the middle of the night, you won't be coming inside.
Don't worry, I'm never coming back. I can't wait to get away from you and Dad. I can finally be happy.
With a face like that? No matter what you do or where you go, you'll never be happy for as long as you live. Forget marriage. With a face like that, you'd be lucky you even found a boyfriend. No, here's what you should do. Give up on the laughable idea that you could ever be happy. Fall into a hole and live out your days quietly, where you cause as little nuisance as possible to us respectable members of society. Hi, Angela. Oh, it's been a while. How have you been?
Huh? Is that Mom?
How old are you? 25, 26? I can't believe you're a fully grown adult now.
Mom, is that really you? This isn't someone playing a trick, is it?
It really is me, your mother. I'm so sorry for not keeping in touch these last 10 years.
Yeah, you should be. Why are you messaging me now after all this time? What do you want? What reason could you possibly have for talking to me right now? Make it quick.
Oh, don't be so cold. I just wanted to speak to my darling daughter, that's all. I've missed you so much. I was wondering if maybe we could meet sometime.
You've got some nerve. To talk about meeting me after kicking me out and not messaging me for 10 whole freaking years? I don't have a single thing to say to you. Not over text, not in real life. And we are so not meeting up.
You say that, but you didn't block me, did you, darling? Thank you, I do appreciate it, you know. If you're honest with yourself deep down, you were probably waiting for me to get back in touch. I can only apologize for taking so long.
Ew, no way. Seeing your name pop up was the last thing I wanted. Anyway, get to the point. Or was that it?
Angela, I owe you an apology. There's no forgiving how I treated you back then. I was horrible to you, and I abandoned you. I won't make any excuses. I'm sorry. How did you get on with the injury after we stopped speaking? Does it still hurt?
The sight in my left eye never came back. The wound healed, so visually I don't look that different to anyone else. But that's only because Aunt Petunia was kind enough to cover my medical bills. If not for her, I would never have been able to afford treatment. Not only that, but she also paid for me to go to college too. I owe her everything. I honestly don't know where I'd be if not for her love and support.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that, darling. A woman's beauty is everything. I'm so pleased you won't have to go through life with a nasty little scar. It didn't look good for you at all back then. I was quite worried, you know. I'm grateful for Aunt Petunia, too. I can't help but feel guilty over forcing her to look after my daughter out of the blue like that. You know, I'm actually thinking of apologizing properly to her, too.
You messaged me out of nowhere after 10 years with a surprise apology, and now you want to apologize to Aunt Petunia too? What brought this on? Did you join a cult? I remember everything you said 10 years ago, and how you called me a disgusting little goblin. How you said I was worthless. All of it. Oh yeah, and let's forget you said you wished I was never born. Why are you doing this? Why now?
I can only apologize for the way I behaved back then, Angela. I truly am sorry from the bottom of my heart. Believe me, I thought so long and hard about what I did after you were gone. I've been doing some soul searching lately. It suddenly dawned on me I'm a failure of a mother.
I never knew you had it in you to apologize to another human being. I thought your selfishness knew no bounds. I was sure you were doomed to be that way for the rest of your life.
Don't say things like that. There's no doubt I was the worst of the worst back then. But I'm a changed woman. You believe people can change, don't you, darling? I turned over a new leaf. I stopped drinking too.
Wow, really? Even though you used to get through several bottles of wine a day?
Yes, to tell you the truth, quitting wasn't easy. There were so many times where I felt like I was giving in, like going back to it. The voice inside my head that said, "One glass and all the pain goes away," felt so powerful. But every time I felt lost and hopeless and racked with doubt, I remembered your face and it gave me the strength to persevere and carry on.
What made you quit?
Me and your father divorced.
I see. I was amazed you tolerated each other for as long as you did. You were both so arrogant, self-centered, it was a miracle you even lasted long enough to have me.
Your father, he was unfaithful. with a girl much younger than me. Eventually, he ended up kicking me out of the house so he could move her in my place.
Wow. So he's still a complete scumbag, just like always.
When he did that, I realized the pain of being betrayed by someone you love. At the same time, I was overwhelmed by the heartbreaking sadness of being kicked out on the streets at a moment's notice. My world had been flipped upside down. I felt so pathetic. It was in that moment I finally realized how awful I treated you. I've been a terrible mother and a fool.
You mean you finally understand the pain you put me through?
That's right. I'm fully committed to starting over and becoming a better human being. I knew that if I was serious about walking the path of redemption, I had to at least apologize for everything I did. That's why I messaged you after all these years.
I see.
10 years is a long time. You must have been lonely. Were you?
Yes, of course. Aunt Petunia was the kindest person I could have ever hoped to have in my life, but she did have other kids to look after. No matter how long I stayed there, no matter how well I got along with everyone, I knew deep down I was an outsider, and that it wasn't my home. I saved up as much money as I could and moved out not long after I got there.
That's only natural, darling. Your home is with me, after all.
Make no mistake, though. I feel nothing but gratitude for Aunt Petunia for everything she did for me. She provided me with somewhere to live in safety and comfort. She gave me food, clothes, put a roof over my head, and most importantly, she was there to love and support me when I needed it the most. If not for her, I never would have had the motivation to study and make something of my life, and I never would have gotten into a first-rate college. As a result, I was fortunate enough to land a job at a good company. I always felt so self-conscious and insecure about the scar on my face, but I resolved to work as hard as I possibly could in spite of that. I wasn't going to let what happened back then hold me back.
Yes, I heard. Peeps Industries, right? I couldn't believe it. I was so overcome with pride when I found out my daughter managed to land a job at such a prestigious global company. You really are amazing, Angela.
Wait, how did you know where I work?
I heard from a relative.
Someone's loose-lipped.
You work at their HQ in New York, right? Oh, my daughter is in the big city. They also told me where the apartment you're living in is. You're not a small-town country bumpkin anymore. You really made it, honey. That's my Angela. You're so special and talented. My heart fills with pride and joy every time I think about you.
They told you where I live, too?
I had no idea any daughter of mine would ever grow up to be such a high achiever. You always were different to me and your father.
Right. I thought I was always more similar to Aunt Petunia. One thing's for sure, my childhood would have been a hell of a lot happier if she was my mom.
Yes, darling, maybe it would. Maybe it would. I want you to know how amazing you are, and I'm very proud of you.
Thanks. Was there anything else, or did you just get in touch to heap praise on me? If not, we're done here. I understand how you feel now, so there isn't really much more to say.
Darling, wait! Of course the main reason I reached out to was because I wanted to apologize. But there was one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. You'll hear me out, won't you?
Only if it's quick. What is it? I have a ton of stuff to do and I'm up early in the morning.
Well, you know how I told you me and your dad divorced? Well, that means I'm all on my own now. How would you feel about us living together? You and your old mother, just the two of us.
Excuse me? Me and you live together?
I know it might sound crazy to you, given how long it's been, and thinking about how I behaved back then, it's probably the last thing you want. But I promise I'm not the same person anymore. I'll never do anything to hurt or upset you ever again.
Crazy doesn't even scratch the surface. But it's true. You must have lost your mind if you're actually asking me this.
Please, darling, won't you give your old mother one more chance? I've changed, I swear.
That may be so, but I'm a grown woman with a life of my own now. Why would I go out of my way to live with my estranged mother? You're more than capable of looking after yourself. Do you still work? Surely you must still be making money.
Let me right my wrongs. I swear this time I'll be a better mother you deserve. It's only right that we live together. We're mother and daughter family. Please, darling, won't you give me one chance to make up for all the horrible things I've done to you? Let me make up for all the lost family time I stole from us. Let me show you how I changed.
This is a lot to take in. There's no way I can give you an answer straight away. I need some time to think.
Right, yes, of course. It's a lot to process, I understand. Of course, darling, take as long as you need. But I hope your answer will be positive and forward-thinking, because I just know that that's the kind of person you are. Let's give things one more shot as mother and daughter. Hey, Angela, how are you? Have you reached a decision yet? You have been thinking positively about this, haven't you? About me and you living together. I hate to rush you, but I really am going to need an answer soon.
Yes, I've decided.
You have? Darling, the suspense is killing me. Go on, what is it?
You are sorry for what you did, aren't you?
Yes, dear, of course I am. When I think about how awfully I treated you, I'm filled with nothing but shame and regret. I put you through so much unnecessary pain and suffering. I'm so sorry for everything. I know I'll never be able to take back what I did, but I at least hope you'll give me the opportunity to make it up to you and showing you how sorry I really am for letting me live with you.
I think I understand your feelings now, Mom. You do seem genuinely sorry, which is why I've decided the answer is yes. We're going to live together.
Really?
You'll never say anything horrible to me again, will you? Like you did when I was a kid?
Never, ever, ever. I swear on my life. I know I was an abject failure of a mother back then, but I want you to know I'll do anything for you now.
Anything? Do you mean that? Would you really do anything for me?
Of course! Believe in me, and I'll show you you made the right decision. I know it's selfish of me, but I've never longed for nothing more than for one more shot at being your mother, to right the wrongs of the past. I know I never gave you the love or affection a little girl deserves or needs. I know how much I hurt you, and I'll never forgive myself for that. But from here on out, I want to atone for everything and show you how special you really are to me. I'm going to spoil you rotten like I should have done back then.
I never thought the day would come where we'd be having this conversation. And actually, I'm so pleased you came back. I'm unemployed right now, so I could really use the help. The timing couldn't have been better. Things were starting to look rough, but with you here to look after me, all my problems will be a thing of the past. I can't wait to take you up on that offer of spoiling me rotten.
Excuse me? You're unemployed?
Yep. Didn't I tell you? But I actually quit my job at Peeps Industries recently, so I'm unemployed right now. But that's okay because you're going to be there to look after me, right, Mom? I'm so relieved you came back.
Oh my God! Whatever possessed you to quit your job at the most prestigious companies in the world? What a waste! Why would you do such a thing? There are people who would kill to clean toilets at that company, and you quit? I've read the articles. They're famous for being one of the highest paying companies in America.
I decided to quit a while ago. When you came back and suggested we live together, I couldn't believe my luck. The timing couldn't have been better.
Why on earth didn't you tell me this before?
Huh? Mom, are you okay? Is something wrong? You seem a little perturbed. Why are you so angry?
The only reason I reached out to you was because I heard you worked at a major global company.
Huh? But didn't you say you were gonna spoil me rotten? Well, I'm ready to be spoiled. Let's move in together.
I will not be moving in with an unemployed leech. I thought you were on a huge salary when I suggested we should live together.
Oh, does that mean you've changed your mind?
Who in their right mind would move in with a good-for-nothing jobless scoundrel like you? You're broke and I have no use for you.
I see. What a shame. One thing's for sure, though. You haven't changed a bit. All this stuff about you having turned over a new leaf and being a different person was total bull, wasn't it? You almost fooled me.
That's my line, you deceitful little liar. You almost tricked me into moving in with a lazy shut-in hermit.
I guess that's the end of our long-awaited emotional reunion then. That didn't last long. Looks like we're gonna have to go our separate ways again, huh? Right back to square one.
I have nothing more to say to you.
Aw, I'm like so totally sad and broken up about that.
Angela, are you there? You tricked me, why, you little...
What do you want? Didn't you say you had nothing more to say to me?
Don't play dumb with me, you stupid girl. I know the truth. You lied about being unemployed.
Strange. I don't remember lying about anything.
Don't play games with me. I heard you got a job with another major company. Apparently, these guys pay even better than Peep Industries. Your bank account must be overflowing.
Yeah, they're a great company. So I guess you could say that. I didn't lie about anything, though.
You said you were unemployed. What's that if not a barefaced lie? I bet you did it because you didn't want to live with me.
You just happened to message me straight after I resigned from the old company. Before I was officially hired by the new one, there was a period in between where I didn't have a job, which means I was technically unemployed.
Well, in that case, why didn't you damn well tell me? You were just trying to cause an argument for argument's sake, weren't you? You petty little cretin.
Did I really want to argue with you? I wonder.
You have no idea what you've done. When I heard you were unemployed,
Go on, Mom. What did you do?
I got into more debt. I contacted the loan shark because I thought I wouldn't be able to rely on you, and I didn't know what else to do. I never would have done it if I knew how much money you were making.
I already know all this. A relative told me. Apparently, you're struggling financially these days. Something about Dad demanding compensation and taking you to court? Something about crippling monthly payments that leave you with barely enough money left to eat?
Wait, you know? How long have you known all this?
I reached out to a few relatives after you messaged me out of nowhere, suggesting we move in together. I wanted to know what your ulterior motive was.
Ulterior motive? You mean you never believed me from the beginning?
You said all that stuff about how you finally understood the pain of being betrayed after Dad cheated on you and kicked you out of the house. But it was you who cheated all along, wasn't it? Both Dad and the wife of the guy you cheated on him with demanded you pay them huge amounts of compensation.
What's so funny? This is not a laughing matter. I don't even know if I can afford to eat tomorrow.
I guess that's why you tried cozying up to me again. So I'd take pity on you and take over your debt and compensation payments? You must be a real moron if you thought it was ever gonna work. You haven't changed at all. You're still the same selfish scumbag you were back then.
Scumbag? Is this how you speak to your mother?
It's the truth.
Whether you think it's the truth or not, that is no way to speak to your mother.
I haven't thought of you as my mother for over a decade. You're a stranger to me. I have no mother.
Whether you admit it or not, I am your mother and I always will be. Accordingly, you have a duty to look after me in my time of need. I know you've gotten the money. It's time to fulfill your familiar obligation.
Obligation? The only obligation I have is to myself, and that's to get as far away from you as possible. Besides, it's your fault you're in mountains of debt. It's got nothing to do with me. Stop trying to drag me into the mess you made. I could be the richest woman on the planet, and I still wouldn't have a single dollar for you.
I gave birth to you and raised you, you ungrateful little witch. It's time you paid me back and showed me the gratitude I deserve. I might have handed the baton over to Aunt Petunia after it all got too much for me, but I still gave birth to you and raised you for over 10 years.
My debt of gratitude got canceled out the moment you got blind drunk and pushed me headfirst into a pot of boiling water. All of my childhood memories consisting of you belittling or attacking me in some form. Forget gratitude. All I feel for you is hatred.
Come on, darling, surely it wouldn't hurt to toss a little something my way. I tell you what, if you just send me one envelope with enough of a little something inside to help me get out of, an awful pinch I'm in, I'll leave you alone forever. I swear I'll never speak to you again for as long as I live. So what'll it be, sweetie? Do you have a deal?
Tell me, Mom, do you know what hatred means?
Huh?
Let me tell you what I mean when I say hatred. It means I wish you nothing but absolute misery and unhappiness. If I don't give you money, you'll suffer all kinds of struggle and hardships, right? I want you to be as unhappy as humanly possible.
Oh my god, are you some kind of demon? What kind of evil daughter wishes unhappiness on her own mother? You're wicked.
Maybe so, but if I am, it must be in my genes. It would hardly be a surprise with you and Dad as my parents, would it? We're done here. This time, it's my turn to toss you aside like the piece of garbage that you are. Disappear from my life forever, you pathetic waste of space. With that, my ex-mother sunk into the depths of debt repayment hell. She'd burned all her bridges long ago, and there wasn't a soul in the world who was willing to help her in her time of need. What goes around comes around. As for my dad, being just as hopelessly addicted to gambling as he always was, apparently he wasted every last cent of the huge compensation payout he got from my mom at the casino within days of receiving it. He rushed to my mom's house in a desperate panic and attempted to force his way in to extract more money from her. Obviously, there was no way in hell she was ever going to go along with it. Tensions quickly reached boiling point. A squabble turned into a shouting match, and the shouting match turned into a fight. Before long, they were wrestling each other on the front lawn, and before the day was up, they were both lying in hospital beds. They're just as bad as each other. It'd actually be comical if it wasn't so tragic. Cruel and barbaric, arrogant and selfish. Wouldn't you just want to weep for humanity if we were all like that? I vowed to do everything in my power to ensure I end up absolutely nothing like them. And you should too.
Hey Mia, it's been a while. It's your mother.
Sorry, who?
I mean your biological mother? Wait, didn't I give you this number before?
No, you never gave me this number. And anyway, what do you want from me all of a sudden?
Oh, come on. There's no need to treat me like a stranger.
You basically are a stranger to me, though.
This kind of stubbornness really doesn't look good on you. You're a girl, so try to act a little more courteous.
I've no courtesy for the woman who cheated on my dad and then abandoned us. Why are you even contacting me again right now? I thought I made it clear before that I never wanted to see or talk to you ever again.
Well, I tried to contact your father first, but he keeps ignoring me. So I figured that if it was going to be like that, I'd try messaging you instead. There's no problem with something like that, is there? It's your dad's fault for ignoring me.
Whatever it is you want to say to us, we don't want to hear it. Dad and I are happy living on our own without you. Don't contact us again. We want nothing to do with you.
How can you be so cold towards me? I'm the one who brought you into this world. Don't you even understand how painful giving birth is? The least you could do is act a little nicer to me.
If you bring this up again, I'll just block you right now.
Wait. I just want you to pass a message from me to your father.
Why? Dad not replying to your message is his answer to whatever you want to say. Just leave us alone and stop trying to involve us in your problems.
Look, I really am in a bit of trouble. I'll be honest with you. I'm really struggling with money at the moment. It's at the point where I can barely buy food to eat tomorrow.
So what? You want money from Dad? You guys are already divorced. He doesn't have to give you anything at all. Why don't you ask the guy you cheated on Dad with for money? You know, your new husband.
The two of us got divorced already, you know. That's why I'm trying to ask your dad for some help instead.
Is that it? Just get a job and earn some money on your own for once.
I can't do that right now. You see, I have a child to look after.
What do you mean you need to look after a child? Whose?
Her name is Katie. She's your little sister.
I still don't understand why this has anything to do with us.
Katie is still in elementary school, so I can't just find a job and start working. I need to be at home to look after her.
Since you have a kid, she also must have a father. Get him to pay for child support.
You're still just a child, so I guess you don't understand how the world works yet. But just because you get a divorce, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get child support as well. After Katie's father and I divorced, he cut all contact with me completely, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him no matter how hard I try. I haven't received even one payment from him.
And so what? Poor you? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? I'm telling you that this has nothing to do with me and Dad. It just means that you were naive and got yourself into a bad predicament.
How cruel! Don't you care that your little sister isn't going to have any food to eat? This is the most important time for her development. Don't you feel even a little sorry for her?
Don't try and guilt trip me over this. I've never even met her before. Just because you message me out of the blue and tell me that I have a little sister doesn't mean that I'm going to have some sisterly feelings for her immediately. She's your daughter, so you're the one who needs to look after her. That's your responsibility as a parent.
That's exactly why I need the money. So that I can look after her and provide her with what she needs. You can relate to how bad it is not to have food on the table, right? Remember that time I left you at home and went traveling with my boyfriend while your dad was away on a long business trip? You kept crying because there was no food. It was that fuss you caused that ended up exposing my affair and leading to the divorce in the first place. Since you know how it feels, I'm sure you don't want Katie to experience the same pain you did at that time.
Obviously, I don't want anyone else to go through that. If you were to do something like that a second time, you really would be the lowest of the low. You're not doing that again, are you? You're looking after her properly, right?
Well, that depends on you and your father.
What are you on about? How does it depend on us?
Just make sure you convince your dad to send me money, okay? Once he transfers some money into my account, I'll make sure that Katie can eat properly. I'll text you again later, so make sure you tell him what I said.
You gotta be kidding me. Who actually acts like this? You really are the worst.
This is Katie? Are the messages sending properly? Sorry, I don't really know how to use this thing that well yet.
Katie! Thanks for contacting me. I'm sorry about going to your house unannounced like that. You must have been surprised when I showed up.
It did surprise me at first, but I wasn't so worried once I realized you knew about me. I figured you must know my mom, too?
That makes sense. It's a good thing you have your own phone. Did your mom buy it for you?
Yeah, she did. She told me I need one so that she can tell me what I need to do.
Is that so? Anyway, we didn't really get to finish our conversation from before. This might sound strange, but you love your mom, don't you?
Of course I do. She's the only family I have.
Of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask anything strange. And I'm sorry for trying to get you to leave the house and come with me before. That must have made you feel a little uncomfortable, right?
Well, I'm not allowed to leave the house. Sorry, but I can't leave with you.
Why can't you leave the house? Is it because it was too late in the evening? You leave the house when you go to school, don't you?
I don't go to school.
What do you mean? You haven't been going?
Mom says that I don't need to go to school anymore.
Has she always said that?
Pretty much. I did go to school in the first grade, but I haven't gone since then.
I see. What time will your mom be home? Do you know?
I really don't know when she'll be back next. She does come back some days.
Comes back sometimes. She doesn't come home every night?
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Are you really my older sister? Was that true?
Yes, it's true. We have a different dad, but our mom is the same.
To be honest, I have a bit of a problem. Could you please help me?
What is it? I'll try to help if I can.
There's no more food left at home. Even if I ask Mom for some, she just tells me to drink some water. That's why I was so happy that you brought me over some snacks. Thank you so much, by the way. I was so hungry and I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
Don't mention it. I'm glad I was able to help you a little by bringing those snacks. I should have tried a little harder to convince you to come with me. Then you could have had a proper meal here at my house.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to leave the house. Mom will get angry at me if I do. I don't want her to get angry, so I don't really want to leave. But I would be really happy if you could come by with some more snacks another time. Oh, I'm sorry for asking you for something so selfish.
It's not selfish at all. Don't worry, I'll bring some again. But aren't you lonely being stuck at home by yourself all day?
It is lonely. I'm here all the time and I have no friends to play with.
And you want to go to school, don't you?
Of course I do. I really enjoyed it when I went in the first grade.
Then you need to leave that place.
But Mom will get angry.
Don't worry, I'll talk to her for you. Is it okay if I come over now?
I think it's fine. Oh, but I wonder if Mom will get angry about it.
She won't. Don't worry. And even if she does get angry, I'll protect you. You have nothing to worry about.
I got it. Thanks. Mom told me that I'm not allowed to talk to adults apart from her. But it's fine if it's you, right? She wouldn't get angry at me for talking to my older sister, would she?
Of course it's fine. I'm still in high school, so I'm not an adult yet. Not only am I still a kid, I'm your sister. So everything is okay.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Mia, your dad is still ignoring my messages and he hasn't sent me any money yet either. What's going on? He should have sent something by now. Haven't you talked to him yet?
You seriously haven't noticed?
What haven't I noticed? Cut to the chase.
That your daughter has disappeared from home? I guess that means you haven't been home for days now.
What? Are you telling me you've been to visit Katie?
I did. I wanted to confirm what you had told me the other day. I got your address from Dad and went to have a look.
And what? You took Katie away with you?
Of course I did. Anybody would have done the same. How long have you left her there by herself? The house was a complete mess, full of trash. The fridge was empty. She was crying because she was so hungry.
What was I supposed to do about it? Your dad didn't send any money.
No. You had left her in that situation even before you came to us asking for money.
But anyway, thanks. It was so nice of you to take her away and look after her for me. I was thinking about going in to check on her sometime soon, but I really didn't feel like it. You really helped out there.
Are you crazy? You really haven't changed a bit, have you? What do you think would have happened to her if I didn't go there to see her? She was completely malnourished.
But she was still alive, right? So everything's all good. If you're worried so much about her, why don't you just keep her with you? I don't mind. You see, I've moved in with my new boyfriend recently. But I didn't tell him that I have a kid. So if you keep her there, it works out perfectly.
Always looking out for yourself. But Katie isn't here with me and Dad.
What? Then where is she?
We gave her in to Child Protective Services. Even though she isn't registered as a relative or anything, we couldn't just leave her at that house.
What? You went to child services? Are you out of your mind?
Of course we took her there. I might be her half-sister, but you're the one with official custody and responsibility over her. Dad said that there was no way that he was going to pay you money. But that if we just took her in ourselves, you cause a big fuss. So, we decided to go through the proper authorities to make sure you didn't try and make us out to be the bad guys who took your daughter away or something like that.
Bring her back right now!
That's not happening. Child Protective Services should have contacted you by now. So, have they? How hadn't you realized that she was gone for so long?
I did get a few phone calls from some unknown number. But I assumed that it was just a debt collector or something, so I didn't pick up.
You're in debt too? Why am I not surprised? You're so pitiful.
Hey, I needed money to live.
And I bet you used all that money on yourself. If you had used it for Katie, there might still have been some hope left for you.
So what's going to happen to me? I did get a warning from Child Protective Services that time I left you alone, too.
You'll probably get arrested for child abuse this time. Surely you know that.
Arrested? But all I did was leave the house for a few days. And this time, I even got Katie a phone so that we could still stay in touch. So, it's not like she was really on her own the entire time or anything. If something had happened, she could always reach me so that I'd come back and help.
How many times did she message you saying that there was no food left? And you didn't come back to get her more or help her. You just kept telling her to drink water. You even got angry at her for bothering you with such small things. I don't even know why you got her the phone if you were going to basically ignore her anyway.
It's not like she died or anything. What's the problem? I was trying to make sure I didn't mess up again like I did that one time with you. That's why I got her the phone. And now because of you, I'm going to get in trouble again. How are you going to fix this?
What are you talking about? Have you really lost your mind? Are you really this stupid? Don't do things that you know you'll get in trouble for if they're found out. It's that simple. If you have kids, then you need to raise them properly. If you're just going to leave them alone all the time, don't have them.
Katie's father told me that he would pay child support. That's why I agreed on the divorce. I'm not the bad guy here. It's my lying ex who won't pay for child support who's in the wrong. And your dad, who won't give me any money either, is also part of the problem.
I agree that Katie's father is also in the wrong for not paying the child support like he was supposed to. But she was still in your custody. You had a responsibility to look after her properly. You always try to find someone else to blame for your mistakes. That much still hasn't changed, I see.
How about this then? I'll give Katie over to you two. I don't need any custody over her. I'll rescind it. And in return, you can tell Child Protective Services that we've already reached a conclusion and that they don't need to be involved anymore. I'm really happy with my current life and new boyfriend. I don't want it to get messed up by this.
Dad and I don't need to do anything just for you to keep your life going as it is. Why should we cooperate with someone like you? You can go to hell for all I care. You've done the same terrible thing twice now. With 2 different kids. You don't deserve to be happy.
Mia, please. This is the one request I have of you. Help me out this one time. I'm begging you.
No way. It didn't matter how many times either I or Katie wished and wished for you to come home. You never did. There's no reason at all for me to help you. Deal with all of this yourself this time. I hope you really feel the same despair that Katie must have felt all alone in that filthy house.
Mia, it's Katie.
Katie! It's so good to hear from you. I guess they finally let you use your phone there?
Yeah. Someone taught me how to connect to the Wi-Fi here, so now I can finally message you.
That's great to hear. I'm glad we can finally contact each other again. I'm sorry I haven't been able to go and visit you. How have you been? Is everything okay?
Everything is good. Everyone here is really nice to me. But when do you think I'll be able to see Mom?
I think it won't be for a while. Mom is really busy with work at the moment, so she hasn't had time to visit you.
Oh, I see.
Listen, I spoke with my dad earlier. Katie, what would you say about living together with me and my dad?
Really? I could come and live with you and your dad?
Yeah. Of course, it's up to you, though.
Then I'll be able to be together with you more, right?
That's right.
Oh, but won't I get in the way? I mean, you, me, and your dad, we're not family.
If we all live together, you will become family.
I will? By living together?
Yeah. My dad also said he hopes you come to live with us.
Huh, he really said that? Oh, that makes me happy to hear that. The pancakes he made for me that other time tasted so good. I want to have those again.
He'll definitely make them for you again. Just hold on a little longer.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
I'll be a good girl and wait for you here.
Don't worry. I already know you're a good girl. We'll definitely come get you soon. I promise.
I'll be here waiting.
After that, Child Protective Services and the police looked into Katie's case and how Mom was treating her and decided to take away her custody rights. She won't be able to regain custody of Katie for several years. For that period, Katie would either be placed in foster care or given to another relative to be looked after. Dad and I had really hoped that we would be the ones to look after her. We looked into every avenue that might make that possible. While doing so, we were able to get into contact with Katie's father. He said that if we wanted to take care of her, he would be fine with that and wouldn't have anything against it. Just like Mom, he seems to be a selfish person. As long as he wasn't the one who would have to look after her, he was fine to go along with anything we said. It really annoyed me having to deal with someone like that. But in the end, it would be much better for Katie to come and live with us instead of such useless parents like her mom and dad. What an ironic situation. Mom was arrested by the police for abusing Katie in the way she did. But despite the arrest, she wasn't convicted and didn't go to prison. But after she was arrested, her new boyfriend found out not only that she lied about having a child, but also the way that she had treated Katie, and the relationship collapsed. On top of that, her dad also caught up with her, and I heard that she is living a pretty miserable life now trying to pay it all off. Katie has recently started bringing Mom up in conversation too, so I think she is finally starting to realize the truth of the situation. I think it's important that she does find out what really happened, but Dad and I decided to wait until she is a little older before telling her. To be honest, even I was a little surprised that my dad was so open in taking Katie to raise her. I don't have a whole lot of life experience right now, so maybe that's why I don't fully understand what he is thinking. But in normal circumstances, I think most people would really be against raising the child of their ex-wife and the man that she was having an affair with. I was the one who made the first move and tried to get Katie away from Mom without even discussing it with him. But instead of getting angry or scolding me, he praised me for my actions. I'll never forget how he patted my head and said, "You did the right thing." That moment will stay with me for the rest of my life. There's even a bit of feeling inside me that not only did I save Katie this time, but I also saved my younger self too. Saving Katie from the horrible situation she was in and receiving some positive affirmation from my dad made me feel really, really good. I hope that in the future, I can become someone as kind and compassionate as my dad. It's true that the three of us make up a kind of an oddball family, but I'm going to do my best so that we can all create happy memories together, and so that Katie will be glad that she came to live with us. I'll do everything in my power to protect my little sister from now on.
Aaron, hey honey, you working this weekend? I was thinking of taking Sophia along to the movie theater as a treat. It'd be great if we could all go as a family. Want to come with us? Popcorn's on me.
Bummer, I'm working this weekend. The boss has been on my case about some presentation materials for ages now, so I said I'd go in and get them done. We'll have to go just the two of you.
I see. Oh, before I forget, did you remember to book off the 2nd of next month off as a holiday? It's Sophia's last sports day at kindergarten.
Damn, I forgot. In any case, I'm probably not going to be able to go anyway. I have a bunch of deadlines to meet around the 2nd, so the boss would never let me take it off.
Look, I get that you're busy, but that's what you always say when there's an event at kindergarten coming up. Does your work consist of nothing but deadlines or something? You didn't even go to her entrance ceremony.
Yeah, Lulu, my job does consist of nothing but deadlines. You got a problem with that? I had deadlines back then too. Jeez, just get off my back already.
Look, Aaron, just please calm down. I'm not here for an argument. Isn't there anything you can do about it this time? We'd both really love it if you came. I totally get how busy you are with work. I know the boss is always on your case and I don't want to mess things up for you there. but I'd really appreciate it if you made more of an effort to spend time with your family.
What am I meant to do, Lulu? Work is work. It's not like I enjoy being constantly swamped with deadlines or having an overbearing boss breathing down my neck all the time. But if you like having food on the table, you're just gonna have to suck it up.
But you hardly ever seem to get days off. Is what they're doing to you even legal? They don't even give you time off for important events when you book months in advance. Surely there must be some way for them to work around the deadline thing with that much notice? Have you ever thought about reporting them to the Labor Standards Committee?
Really, Lulu? You seriously think that's an option? This is just how it is in my line of work. There's nothing I can do about it. This is just how it is in my line of work. There's nothing I can do about it. I knew what I was getting myself into when I joined the company, so I can hardly start complaining now, can I? It wouldn't just be nonsensical, it'd be rude.
Please, just think about it for a moment. When's the last time you and Sophia actually went out together?
When was it? I did take her to kindergarten a few times.
That was over 2 years ago, Aaron. Sophia doesn't even remember it anymore.
Wow, was it really that long ago? It's scary how fast time flies.
Yes, it really was. You haven't been out with her a single time since then, have you? It's getting to her, you know. She misses her dad. She even said something the other day.
What did she say?
She said, "Mommy, why is Daddy never at home? My friends' daddies always take them out to play. It's not fair." And it's true. They take them out to the park, the zoo, on camping trips, to theme parks. You know, normal father-daughter stuff.
That's amazing. How are these guys finding time to do this? Don't they have jobs?
It's not amazing at all. It's normal. And of course they have jobs. It's called work-life balance. Anyway, listen, because that's not all of it. This is the part that upset me the most. She asked me, "Why is our family so different to all my friends' families?"
Oh man, give me a break. What am I even meant to say to that? Work is work. What would you have me do, quit?
I'd never ask you to do that. I'm just asking you to pay your daughter a little consideration now and then. Her dad is technically around, but she may as well be growing up in a single-mother household. You come home so late at night, and the only time she ever gets to see you is for a few minutes at the breakfast table in the morning before you rush off to work. Your own daughter's gonna forget who you are if you carry on like this. Your own daughter's gonna forget who you are if you carry on like this.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Like Sophia could ever forget me. She's not a goldfish.
You don't know, do you? What I'm saying, of course you don't. Sophia only draws pictures of me.
Pictures?
Yes, your daughter loves to draw pictures, and I'm the only parent who's ever in them. She'll come running over, "Mommy, look, I drew a picture of our family." But apparently me, her, and Mr. Bobbins the cat are the only members of our family as far as she's concerned. Because you're never anywhere to be seen. She hasn't drawn you once. I think she's already forgetting who you are.
Seriously? Oh man.
That's why you need to start spending more time with her. Why don't you take her to the zoo or something? And when I say that, I mean soon. Remind her you exist.
All right, I will.
How's Sunday the 30th?
God, I'm crazy busy that day.
But you're always busy. We knew that already. It doesn't necessarily have to be the 30th. Just make whatever adjustments to your schedule you need to and go to the zoo with your daughter.
All right, fine, I will. Let's see if I can get the 30th off.
You better not cancel on her at the last minute. It would break her little heart. If you do cancel, me and your daughter will never be able to trust you again. I'll have no choice but to raise her as a single mother. Because, let's face it, that's what you've made me into.
Jeez, Lulu, fine, I get it. I already said I'll take her. You don't have to threaten me.
It's gonna be midnight soon. Aren't you a little late coming home? Is everything okay? You're supposed to be taking Sophia to the zoo in the morning. You didn't forget, did you?
It's just, listen, Lulu, there was some trouble at work. That's why I'm running a little later than usual.
I thought you adjusted your schedule so you get off early today to get ready for your day out tomorrow. How the heck is it almost midnight? I made you something to eat because you told me you'd be home early.
I'm sorry, that was originally the plan, I swear.
You and Sophia have to be up early tomorrow morning to catch the bus for the zoo in time, don't you? I'm over the moon about you taking her out. Really, I am, but you're gonna spend your first day in 2 years together dragging your feet around like some sleep-deprived zombie at this rate.
Yeah, you're right. I think we might have to leave a little later than we planned.
Please tell me you're not about to cancel on your daughter.
Of course not, we're going. It's just that trouble at work I mentioned. No one could have seen it coming. I swear I did want to get out early, but I had to stay behind to deal with some fallout. But we are going to the zoo. I promise we are, so just chill, okay, babe?
Sophia's so excited she can barely contain herself. I'm begging you, Aaron. Please don't let your daughter down this time.
No, I said chill. Seriously, there's nothing to worry about. I'll be home within the next 30 minutes. The guys at the office weren't actually done dealing with the crap that happened, but I just said screw it and left anyway. There was no way I could stay any longer. I don't have time to get dragged into endless work drama when I have a day out with my daughter planned for tomorrow.
So what actually happened?
So there's this client we meet with a few times a week, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, he's the biggest pain in the ass I've ever met in my life. To cut a long story short, he flipped out when he realized we'd made some tiny alterations to his proposal due to budget issues, and the whole office descended into chaos. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'll wash my hands of the place when I realize I might not make it in time for my early start tomorrow. I can deal with it when I go back on Monday. My only priority now is enjoying mine and my daughter's day out at the zoo tomorrow.
I see. Well, I want you to know I really appreciate that, Aaron. Okay. I'm waiting with your supper. See you soon. Be as quick as you can. Did you find her?
No, she's nowhere to be seen.
Where the hell did she go? I just ran over to the Lost Child Center at the far end of the zoo, but they said they hadn't seen or heard anything.
I see. Damn it.
Oh, what do we do? I wonder if they'll check the surveillance cameras for us? Should we just go around asking randomers if they've seen her?
Lulu, just calm down. We've got to have our heads screwed on properly right now. The zoo staff have already said they'll keep their eyes peeled for any sign of her, right? That's a lot of pairs of eyes, so don't worry. We'll find her soon. I just know it. Let's meet up and look together.
How can you tell me to calm down at a time like this? We've been looking for her for a whole hour and we haven't found so much as a clue to where she might have gone. What if she got involved in some kind of accident? Or worse, what if someone took her?
No way, don't even say things like that, Lulu. She's probably wandering around aimlessly at some less visited part of the zoo as we speak. Aha, that's it! I bet she just went off to try and find the pandas. You know how much she loves pandas, right? Right, honey?
I can't take this anymore. I'm calling the police.
No, stop, you mustn't! Just hold on. There's no need to do anything drastic.
Why?
Because you'll have half the police in the state down here, and they'll have the zoo shut down. You can't do that for a little girl wandering off to find some pandas. It's embarrassing. She just got lost. Like I said, we're sure to find her if we just keep looking.
Are you saying there's absolutely no possibility that she's been taken by some weirdo? You see that kind of thing all the time on the news these days. She might not even be at the zoo anymore for all we know. They could have taken her anywhere.
Chill out, it's fine.
How can you say that? You can't possibly know. We have to consider all scenarios here, especially the worst ones.
But this just isn't the kind of thing that justifies calling the cops. Do you have any idea how much money it costs them to send out search parties for stuff like this?
How can you be so nonchalant? It's almost like you don't care. What the hell has gotten into you, Aaron? Your daughter has been missing for over an hour, for crying out loud. You're not even a little bit worried about her, are you?
Of course I am. I'm just trying not to lose my head like you are. The only way we're going to find her is by keeping cool.
Liar! You're more worried about the freaking police budget than you are about finding your daughter. If you really cared, you'd stop at nothing to track her down. Why can't we call the cops? Surely it's best to call them on the off chance she's in danger?
Oh, how many times do I have to tell you Sophia's fine?
And how many times do I have to ask you how you can say that? The only way you could say that is if you knew where she is. Wait a sec. No way. Do you know? Do you know where she is?
And there it is, the crazy talk begins. Jesus Christ, Lulu, how the hell would I know that?
You do, don't you? You know something, don't you? Tell me. That's the only way you could possibly be this calm. No father on this planet would react to his daughter going missing. Tell me the truth now.
Look, I really don't know where she is, and that's the truth. But I do know she's not alone.
What does that mean? How do you know that?
Sophia's with someone called Amy right now. I just got a message.
Amy? What? Who's Amy?
Well, you could say that she's an acquaintance.
Aaron, are you? Oh my god, you're not having an affair, are you?
Whoa there! Wait a second. No. It's not that at all.
Then explain yourself. I'm not messing around here. Tell me what's going on right this instant.
Lulu, I'm so sorry. Alright, fine. I may have cheated on you.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
I'm so sorry. I swear I am. I never thought this would happen. It was never my intention to cheat. It kind of just happened.
You lying, cheating, low-life scumbag. Now tell me where my Sophia's been for the last hour and tell me why she's with your bimbo mistress. Ugh! Explain yourself now.
Look, Lulu, Amy has high hopes and aspirations of her own. She says she wanted to take everything from you.
From me? What?
She says she wants to steal everything you have, which includes stealing me by becoming my wife. It also includes Sophia in the house. She wants everything, and she'll stop at nothing to get her way.
What on earth? She wants to steal everything I have? But I don't even know her. Why does she hate me so much? This makes no sense. Have we met before? Did I do something to upset her?
Well, I can't claim to understand how a woman's mind works.
Oh, I think I can. She probably just hates me because she wanted to get her claws into you. But she saw me, your wife, as just standing in her way. She's jealous. So she wants to take everything I have to satisfy her twisted ambitions.
I don't know, Lulu. I think she just enjoys the feeling of motherhood she gets from being around Sophia. She always talks about how much she loves kids and how great it'd be to have some of her own someday. If you ask me, she just wants to be a mom. I want you to know she'd never do anything to hurt Sophia. She's in safe hands.
But what if Sophia doesn't want to be around her? Then there's no telling what she might do then. She might lose her temper and hurt her when she realizes she can't get her own way. If she's deranged enough to abduct someone else's daughter, she's capable of anything.
No way, she's not like that. She'd never hurt Sophia, I'm sure of it. She'd never do anything that reckless, I swear.
She abducted our freaking daughter at the zoo, Aaron. She was hardly the picture of sanity to begin with, was she? I bet she followed us, waiting for her opportunity to strike, and then snatched her as soon as we weren't looking. Normal human beings do not behave like this. This is the kind of thing you see in crime documentaries about psychopaths. How can you be so sure she won't hurt Sophia?
Alright, fine, you do have a point.
I'm hurt enough that you cheat on me, but could you at least not have cheated on me with someone who doesn't act like an escaped mental patient? What attracted you to a lunatic like her? What the hell is wrong with you, Aaron?
No, Amy never used to be like this. It was only recently she started acting weird. I've got a feeling the reason we're pulling this crazy stunt today might have something to do with us fighting yesterday.
Wait, you met her yesterday too? Is that why you came home from work so late? I thought you said there was some trouble at the office with a client.
Look, fine, I'll tell you the truth. It's Amy's birthday today. But since she wouldn't stop nagging at me to spend time with you and Sophia, I had no choice but to cancel that day. When I did, she completely lost it. I tried to be diplomatic, but there was no reasoning with her. She was so furious, it was like I was speaking to a different person.
You mean she pulled a guilt trip on you? It probably went something like, "Who's more important to you, me or your family, huh? Am I right?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said, actually. But I told her my family are more important. That's why I'm here with you guys today.
Have you even heard yourself, Aaron? You cheated on me for crying out loud. You've got some nerve to claim me and Sophia matter to you. The only reason this is happening is because of you. This is all your fault. I'll never forgive you.
Huh? My fault?
Obviously, it's all your fault. Who else is there to blame?
I'm so sorry.
Quit with your empty, meaningless apologies and listen to me. You will contact your disturbed psycho of a mistress and find out where she is with my daughter immediately.
But she might get mad again. Surely we don't want to poke the bear while she still has Sophia.
That's why you're going to message her with a groveling apology for choosing your family over her. You let her know how sorry you are, what a huge mistake you've made, and you find out where she is without a single shot being fired by pretending to be on her side. I'm sure you can come up with something. Let's meet up, babe. Me, you, and Sophia. Now we can be a real family. You come up with some bullcrap like that about how special she is to you, so she lets her guard down, and you find out exactly where she is with our daughter.
Got it. All right, I can do this. What do we do once we know where they are? Should I go alone and bring Sophia back?
And how exactly do you intend to do that?
By force.
Didn't you just say we shouldn't poke the bear? She's clearly unhinged already. Do you really think a physical confrontation is the most intelligent way to solve this? Sure, she could direct her anger towards you, in which case I can't particularly say I'd care. But Sophia could get hurt too, which I am absolutely not willing to risk. We need to leave this to the professionals.
The professionals?
I'm calling the police.
Come on, Lulu, I understand you're scared, but wouldn't you rather avoid this becoming a police matter? This is just a personal problem at the end of the day. Let's solve it amongst ourselves.
You mean you're terrified of the embarrassment of people finding out what a horrible husband, father, and human being you are?
Well, it would involve you telling the police about the affair, wouldn't it? It would be just as embarrassing for you as it would be for me.
Our daughter could be in danger and you're worried about your goddamn reputation? You make me sick. What she did is a crime. This became a police matter the moment she abducted our daughter. How much more evidence do you need that she's crazy? Normal, stable people do not act like this. Our daughter's been abducted and being held hostage as we speak, and you don't want me to call the police? What do you think the police even exist for if not stuff like this? There's no time to waste. We have to get Sophia back.
Fine.
You better not say anything to alarm her. She's unpredictable and dangerous, and she needs to stay calm. Make her think you're on her side and find out where she is. Do it now.
How'd it go?
Okay, I'm waiting. Get in touch with her now. What are you waiting for? Hurry up, do it.
You told me to not...
Where are you?
You told me not to try and approach them to prevent Amy doing anything crazy, so I'm just hanging back right now.
The police just handed Sophia back to me. She has no injuries and seems more or less okay. She did cry a little, but I think that's just because she was confused and missing her mom. She doesn't seem too shaken.
Thank God for that. So the cops got her back from Amy and made sure she was safe? What happened with Amy?
Well, she lost her temper and started running around trying to flying roundhouse kick the cops. It took 7 officers to restrain her. She even managed to injure 2 of them. It looks like assaulting police officers is going to be added onto the child abduction charges.
It took 7 cops to restrain Amy? A single woman, but she's tiny.
She was like a woman possessed. One of the officers said she had the strength of 10 men. It's a miracle Sophia didn't get hurt. I'm so relieved.
Amy's lost her mind. God, was she playing her? To think she tried to take on 7 cops all by herself. I never knew she had it in her to be so violent. I feel like I barely know her anymore.
It's funny you should say that, because I feel like I barely know you either. You're the one who caused all this. Apparently, she was screaming like a banshee the whole time, like a whirlwind of unbridled fury fueled by a mixture of misplaced motherly instincts, jealousy, and insanity. Oh, and there was this one more thing. She said you and her were supposed to be getting married? You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you? It wouldn't just so happen that the reason she flipped out is because you betrayed her, would it? I mean, you do have a track record of betrayal, so I think I already know the answer.
Wait, what? No, I never said I'll marry her. That's a load of nonsense.
I bet you told her a pack of convenient lies, just like the kind you always used with me. I hope you didn't think you were off the hook just because I was focusing all my efforts on her when she had Sophia. Don't forget, you are the one who caused all this by cheating on me with her in the first place.
I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart. I'll never forgive myself for getting Sophia wrapped up in all this.
I'm not interested in your apologies. We have more important things to discuss. That woman is still obsessed with you. There's no telling what she might do next. What if she wants to revenge against me or Sophia? We might still be in danger. Do we have to live our whole lives in fear of reprisals now?
Don't worry about that, we're good. The cops arrested her, right? Even if she did want to take revenge on us, what's she gonna do from inside a cell?
She's not gonna be in prison forever. You know how lax the justice system can be. They release murderers early on good behavior, so we can hardly count on her being locked up forever for this. What if she pretends she's remorseful and sorry to trick you into letting your guard down so she can get in close and make her move?
Surely even when she does get released, they'll admit her to a psych ward before she can roam free in society again.
Even if that was the case, she'd get out of there eventually too. I don't think you're getting my point here, Aaron. As long as we're with you, there's a chance that me and Sophia might still be in danger. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Go on, tell me.
I want a divorce. I can't let you drag me or our daughter into your dangerous shenanigans any more than you already have.
No, don't say that. Lulu, I understand how you feel, but let's not be hasty here. Who knows, she might forget about me in prison. She may be obsessed now, but that's not to say it'll be that way forever. That's right, she'll have a long, hard think about her behavior while she serves her sentence. Realize she acted foolishly and give up on the whole thing. I'm sure of it.
You don't know that. That's just what you hope will happen. We have to consider the worst-case scenario and act in the best interest of our daughter at all times. This is no joke when Sophia's safety is at stake.
Yeah, you're right, but...
No buts. If cutting you out of our lives is what it takes to keep her safe, then so be it. And I'll do it without an ounce of regret. You betrayed me, Aaron. You lied and you cheated for so long. And you know what? You probably would have carried on if Amy didn't do what she did. In a way, I'm grateful.
But you interfere in my world. I love you. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and this whole thing made me realize what really matters to me.
You love us? You've got some nerve. You didn't care about me or your daughter one bit until now.
Like I said, I only just realized my priorities are all out of whack. I should have treated you guys better. I should have spent more time with my family. Amy means nothing to me, and I'm sorry it took all this to make me realize that.
If you really love me and your daughter, accept the divorce. If Sophia really is your #1 priority, you'll do the right thing and get out of our lives.
Let's say I did, what then? And what if Amy keeps stalking me? I have no idea what she's capable of. She might even try to hurt me. Are you telling me I have to face all that alone?
This was all you're doing. You have no one else to blame but yourself. You made your bed, now lie in it. Why would me and our young daughter stick around when you yourself have admitted you might be in danger? What are we to you, human shields?
Lulu, at least answer me this. If one day I was to disappear, would you come looking for me?
No. You're not my problem anymore. Let's face it, you were hardly ever around to begin with. Me and Sophia will probably have forgotten you by next week. After receiving a psychological examination, Amy was deemed not criminally responsible for her actions on account of insanity and admitted to a high-security mental hospital. Apparently, even during the examination, she was still convinced that Sophia was her own daughter. It was only right that she be deemed a danger to the public. With delusions like that, Who's to say what she'd do if she was allowed to roam free? For the sake of mine and Sophia's safety, I divorced Aaron and moved a long, long way away. Somewhere the jilted mistress would never find us. Just to be safe, I saw to it that Aaron would play as small a role as possible in his daughter's life for the foreseeable future. Thankfully, both our families agreed, understanding that Sophia's safety should be everyone's #1 priority. Aaron told me he did get a phone call from the psych ward at one point, but Amy told him it didn't look like she was going to be getting discharged anytime soon. Amy's parents said the reason her daughter lost her mind was because of how Aaron used, manipulated, and toyed around with her like she was some plaything before tossing her aside like a piece of trash when he was done. They were so furious they hired a first-class lawyer and took my ex-husband to court. Last I heard, the trial is still ongoing. I get phone calls from a desperate-sounding Aaron every now and then, complaining of how much his life sucks now and how he's never going to be able to afford the compensation they're demanding, but I just ignore them. He's getting exactly what he deserves. Hopefully, this gives him pause to think about his disgraceful behavior. Who knows? Maybe it's not too late for him to become a good person. Anything's possible.
You seriously need to start making more of an effort, Greta.
Maggie, what do you mean?
With Chad.
Chad? What about him?
Is he really my grandson?
Yes, of course he is.
He doesn't even say hello to me when we walk past each other on the street. Not only that, but he won't even look at me. How on earth are you raising that boy for his manners to be this bad?
Huh? But when I go out on walks with Chad, he always says hi to the neighbors. He's usually so polite. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? I don't need him. What value is a boy who's all smiles when it comes to a bunch of neighborhood strangers, but can't even say hi to his own grandmother? You may as well have him adopted if this is how he's going to act. Please start taking my reputation into consideration from now on. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it would be if any of the neighbors saw my own grandson ignoring me?
Maggie, I told you this before, but my son isn't some tool to boost your reputation. You wait outside the gates after school, snatch him away from his friends, and force him to carry your bags. You never stop talking about how he's going to Harvard and make him spend nearly all his free time with private tutors. Have you ever stopped to consider that maybe he's just avoiding you because he doesn't like the way you treat him?
I've never heard such cheek. How dare you speak to your mother-in-law like that?
Believe me, I want him to like his grandma too. But if you insist on continuing to treat him like this, I seriously doubt he ever will.
Are you saying I'm at fault here? That's simply not true. I've been around a lot longer than you, young lady, which means I know a damn sight more about the world than you do. The problem here is your parenting, plain and simple. If you were teaching him the proper manners, this wouldn't be happening. The first step is to acknowledge your flaws as flaws, Greta. You'll never make any progress if you carry on living in denial.
Right. Sorry.
Anyway, do you have a date for the birth yet?
Huh?
Graham told me. He told me you're pregnant again. Why didn't you tell me first? To think you'd keep your own mother-in-law in the dark.
Sorry, I've been so busy lately I've barely had time to think.
Oh, this is what I mean when I talk about your flaws. You really should be working on improving this aspect of your personality. Let me make one thing clear. You absolutely will be giving birth to a girl this time. I won't forgive you if you give me another boy.
You won't forgive me? That's totally out of my control.
Yes, I won't forgive you. I think you know why, too. What do you plan on doing if you pop out another rude, disrespectful brat like Chad? What this family needs is some brightness and warmth. All you've done is provide us with misery so far. I know you can do this, Greta, so don't let me down, okay? By the way, if it is a girl, I will be naming her. Make sure you don't go sticking your nose in and trying to influence my decision, okay?
Excuse me? You'll be naming my daughter?
Of course. I've dreamed of having a little granddaughter for so long now. But me and my ex-husband got divorced very quickly and Graham is my only child. But remember, as his wife, you are technically my daughter, so you're obliged to defer to me on naming rights.
So basically, I should just keep my mouth shut while you pick my daughter's name for me?
Exactly. See, you get it. Perhaps you're more intelligent than I thought.
You can't be serious. Surely a child's parents should be the ones who decide on a name.
A mother-in-law's word is absolute. If you won't acknowledge that simple principle, you're not even doing the bare minimum required for me and you to have a positive relationship. I suggest you think long and hard, young lady. Anyway, this isn't a discussion. What I say is final. Make sure you take Graham with you every time you go to the hospital for a scan. Since you can't be trusted to communicate with me properly, you can take my son with you. I want to know whether it's a boy or girl as soon as you two get the news. Do I make myself clear? It's a boy, isn't it?
Yes.
You really are the most useless wife of all time. How many times did I tell you to give us a girl? Graham is sick and tired of you too.
Maggie, listen to me. Whether my child is a girl or a boy makes no difference to me. I'll love it all the same regardless of gender. But seeing my husband screaming and shouting like that at the hospital today was honestly terrifying.
Graham was shouting?
Yes, stuff like, "Why isn't it a girl?" and "Do something about this, you useless quack of a doctor." Then he grabbed the doctor by the scruff of the neck. When he was done giving the staff what for, he turned on me, yelling in my face till he had nothing left to yell, then he just went home on his own. Why the hell is a child's gender so important in the first place? I don't know what to do anymore. Graham's supposed to be the one I can rely on the most in the world, but I feel like I barely recognize him anymore. Please, will you talk to him for me?
Not a chance.
Huh?
Oh, what do you mean, huh? As far as I'm concerned, Graham did nothing wrong. We've been telling you we want to have a daughter since forever. And what did you go and do in spite of that? We also made it very clear to the doctor from day one. Not just that, but I've been phoning him every day ever since just to make sure he got the message.
You did what? You phoned the hospital every single day?
Of course I did. The incompetence astounds me. To think we went out of our way to make sure both of you had ample warning and still managed to fail in your duties. You should be ashamed of yourselves. He's a hack, and he deserves to have his license revoked. Isn't it only natural that someone so bad at their job should be yelled at? My son did nothing wrong. Hospitals are ultimately businesses after all. Why the hell do they exist in the first place if not to meet customers' needs?
Wow. I'm in total disbelief here. The gender of the baby was nothing to do with the doctor. Do you really think he has any influence over that?
Medical technology is very advanced these days. Advanced, I tell you. There must have been something he could have done. I advise you to stop giving unsolicited opinions on matters you don't understand. But wow, Greta, seriously, another boy? Oh, Lord, give me strength. At least tell me you're having him aborted.
My God, what's wrong with you? I'd never do that.
Fine, then we have no choice. You forced my hand. The boy will be having a sex change.
Huh?
Oh, you hear about it all the time. People who identify as females despite being born in male bodies. They have operations to turn them into girls so the exterior matches how they feel inside. See to it that he has the operation as soon as he's born. If money's a problem, I'll cover it, so don't worry about that. Well, what do you think? Greta, are you there? Are you reading my messages?
Sorry, I had the sudden urge to throw up.
Oh, come on, you're such a whiner. It's only a bit of morning sickness. You've done this before, surely you should be used to it by now.
No, it wasn't morning sickness that made me feel like vomiting. It was you. You're absolutely disgusting.
Excuse me?
No one in their right mind would seriously think it's a good idea to make a newborn baby have a sex change operation. First of all, you're only saying that for your own selfish reasons. You literally have no regard for what he himself might want. It's genuinely sickening.
Oh, get off your high horse, you stupid bimbo. I wish my son never met you. If you think you're going to get away with speaking to me like this, you've got another thing coming. I have some tricks up my sleeve, you know. You'd be a fool to underestimate me.
Do whatever you want. I don't want to have anything to do with any of it.
Rita, is everything okay?
Hey, Mom, what do you mean? Did something happen?
Your stuff's here.
Huh? Did something happen?
Your personal belongings just arrived at my house. I assumed it was you who sent them.
What?
What? You mean it wasn't? You didn't know anything about this.
No, it's the first I've heard of it. I'm at work today. When you say my personal belongings, what exactly do you mean?
A moving company showed up with about 10 cardboard boxes full of your stuff. They're labeled stuff like clothing, furniture, accessories, you know, everyday items.
What the?
Don't you have any idea who could have done this? It couldn't be. Wait, how are things between you and Graham? Are you two getting along?
Mom, can I come stay with you at your place today? I have the next 2 days off work.
Of course. That's fine, darling. If you want to talk about something, I'm here, okay? Greta, did your belongings arrive at your mother's house yet?
I knew it. It was you.
Aren't I just the worst? But really, what did you expect? Graham's got my back on this one. He agreed it was the right thing to do. The divorce papers should be arriving by post tomorrow, so make sure you get them signed and submitted ASAP.
Divorce? That's something for me and my husband to decide in private. We haven't even discussed it yet. Surely you can't be serious.
Graham's the one who asked me to send them to you in the first place. Don't shoot the messenger. He said he had nothing to say to you, so he asked me to tell you instead.
I see. And where do you propose the kids fit into all this? Did you think about that?
The kids? Oh, those useless brats. What good are they to us? You can have them. You can raise brat number 2 by yourself as well. My son will be paying the bare minimum he's required to in child support, so don't worry about money.
See. Fine. I'll sign the divorce papers immediately and hand them in tomorrow.
Well, would you look at that? Look how she changes her tune the moment money is mentioned. Oh, you're so transparent. It looks like you are only getting your grubby mitts on my son's money all this time.
Don't make me laugh. I don't want your money. My dad sat next to me right now and he saw all your messages. He told me to cut both of you out of my life immediately. And you know what? I think that's a great idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. He told me he'll be looking out for me financially from now on.
Your dad? He was involved in real estate, right? I remember Graham telling me something about him owning a lot of property on the West Coast. He also told me about how, in spite of that, he hasn't helped the two of you out financially even once since you got together.
That's because he wanted us to know the hardships of earning money and learn to get by on our own merits. He thought we'd never learn anything if we had everything handed to us on a plate. And I agree. Don't get me wrong, things were difficult at times, but I feel like I'm a wiser person for it. Anyway, now I'm bringing in a little money on my own, too. With a little financial support from my dad, I'll be absolutely fine if I never received another cent from either of you, and that's what I intend to do.
Have it your way. Look at the way you speak about us. Anyone would think me and my son had done something wrong. But there's where you're mistaken. The only one in the wrong here is you. You, the worthless wife who couldn't produce a girl. You had one job.
Tell me, Maggie, why are you so obsessed with the gender of your grandchildren?
Isn't it obvious? If it's a girl, we could have her take all kinds of lessons from a young age. Singing, dancing, piano, acting. We could raise her into the ultimate superstar actress. Then one day, when she makes it onto the big screen and she's a household name in America, she can buy me a big, luxurious mansion by way of thanks. I saw a similar story on the news just recently, in fact. With Graham's good looks and my high intelligence, she'd have beauty and brains in ample supply. I really think she'd have what it takes to go the distance. But no, those hopes and dreams were dashed against the rocks by this abject failure of a wife.
I've had enough. I'm struggling to even bring myself to reply to you anymore. You're the most selfish person I've ever met.
Whether parents or grandparents, everyone has a responsibility to show gratitude towards the people who raised them. Oh, and you've made your decision now, which means you better make sure you don't pester us for money after this. You had your chance and you blew it.
I told you very clearly I don't want your money. With that out of the way, I think we're done here. Never contact me or my family ever again. I want nothing more to do with either of you.
That's my line. How fortunate for me and Graham. We get to cut you out of our lives like the tumor that you are without even having to pay a cent. Goodbye forever, you useless good for nothing. Edith, my oh my, it's been a while. How have you been? Oh, it's me, Maggie. You know, the exceptionally kind woman who allowed your tragically useless daughter into her family for a little while.
I see. My daughter told me you'd never be contacting me again, so I didn't know who it was.
Well, you see, that was my intention, but things have changed. I messaged you because there's something I urgently need to talk to Greta about. I couldn't get through to her number, so I messaged you instead.
I see. What is it then? Why do you want to talk to my daughter?
Well, you see, here's the thing. Graham got married last year.
Oh, he did? That's amazing news. Congratulations.
No, it's not amazing news at all.
Excuse me?
His new wife is just awful. I've never met anyone with such a rotten personality. She seems hell-bent on making an enemy of me. On top of that, she's the one who wears the trousers in the relationship. She turned my poor Graham into her own personal worker drone slave. Even he can't make her see sense.
I see. That's a real shame.
But wait, that's not even the half of it. The most unbelievable thing is that apparently she can't even have kids.
Oh, really? Well, there are all sorts of couples around these days. I suppose that's just the modern age for you.
Oh, that's not the point. I wanted Graham to provide me with a little girl more than anything. Surely it's a wife's duty to meet her mother-in-law's expectations. Oh, good grief. Anyway, now you understand the awful situation we're in. I'll get to the matter at hand. You see, I was wondering if your lovely daughter Greta would get back with my son.
Excuse me?
Let's face it, I'm not the spring chicken I once was. I'll probably be in need of care within, 10 years? I'd have to be delusional to think there was any hope of his current bitch queen of a wife looking after me.
So basically, Maggie, what you're saying here is that you want my daughter to get back with your son so she can change your diapers when you get old?
Oh, why do you have to put it like that? Anyway, that's not the only reason. Look, if you get her to come back, me and Graham will accept both of their boys back into the family, and they can finally be raised by their mom and dad together. We're even willing to overlook the unfortunate fact of their genders. How does that sound?
I don't even need to bother my daughter with this nonsense. The answer is obviously a big fat no.
What?
Besides, you just told me he's married. What about his current wife?
Well, naturally, I'll be having him divorce her. A woman like that is simply not suitable to be part of our family.
Lucky girl. I wouldn't wish the misfortune of being part of your family on my worst enemy.
What's that supposed to mean?
But really, if anything, you're the ones who aren't suitable for my daughter. Retta won't be having anything to do with either of you again, just like she's already told you very clearly.
So that's how you're going to act, is it? I see the apple didn't fall far from the tree. You're just as bad as her. Your manners are abominable. You're so arrogant. It's about time someone knocked you down a peg. Fine, have it your way. I'm never contacting you again. And don't think I'm bluffing this time, I mean it.
Wow, really? Thank you so much.
Oh, what good is a wife who can only produce boys anyway? Good riddance.
Oh yeah. One last thing before you go. It's about the baby. Her name's Angelica.
WTF?
Like Greta came up with it all by herself. You know, because that's what parents do. Isn't it just beautiful?
Wait, what? Just wait, can you confirm something for me?
Sure.
You're talking about the baby that was born just after the divorce, aren't you? That was a boy, wasn't it?
Nope, girl.
What?
Oh no, don't tell me you didn't know.
Obviously I didn't know. The doctor himself told me it was a boy.
Ah, of course. So get this. It turns out the image on the ultrasound at her first checkup was blurry, which means the doctor got it wrong. He realized his mistake after the third scan. My beautiful granddaughter. She's the biggest bundle of joy you could ever lay eyes on. Chad and her grandpa absolutely dote on her.
I don't believe it. That kind of thing actually happens? You're lying. You do realize I can find out whether what you're saying is true very easily, don't you? Just come clean.
Let me just stop you there, sweetie. You are absolutely not, under any circumstances, welcome at our house. Okay? I could send you a photo to prove I'm not lying. But actually, you know what? Why do I even need to prove anything to you? You mean nothing to me or my daughter, and really you shouldn't even be speaking to me right now. I'd feel bad for little Angelica to have someone like you even seeing a photo of her, so I'm gonna pass on that one.
Don't mess me around, Edith. Is she a girl or not?
Yep. Anyways, if you'll excuse me, I have to go and pick the kids up from school.
Wait! Edith, please.
Excuse me?
I'm being bullied by my new daughter-in-law on a daily basis. I've taken to the bottle. I barely eat or sleep. Please. My son's no use either. She's got him wrapped around her little finger. I think they may actually end up kicking me out of the house at this rate.
Oh, no.
So please, Edith, won't you and Greta welcome me into your family?
You can't be serious.
I mean, it's hardly fair to make me a pariah, isn't it? Little Brad and Angelica are my grandchildren, after all. Let me live with them. You wouldn't deprive them of their grandmother, would you?
Maggie, your grandson's name is Chad. Anyway, you must be joking me, right? This is all a joke, isn't it?
Yes, I meant Chad. My lovely, darling Chad. Oh, please, Edith, why would I joke about something like this? I'm 100% serious. I'm begging you here. If we weren't messaging each other, I'd be on my knees right now. Oh, so what do you say? Will you persuade Greta for me?
Persuade her? The answer is no. You'll never set foot in this house again. Do you have no recollection of how awfully you treated my daughter?
Oh, that's ancient history. Get over it already. I want to see my grandchildren.
You're the one who wanted nothing to do with them in the first place. You have no right to be part of their lives anymore.
Oh, you stubborn old hag. Who do you think you are? Look at you trying to keep my grandchildren all to yourself. You're the worst. I can't get by as a woman on my own. If my daughter-in-law kicks me out, I'm finished. I'll be starving and homeless. If something happens to me, it'll be yours and your daughter's fault. Do you really want that on your conscience?
Don't worry, Maggie. You'll be fine. If you can't get by on your own as a woman, I think the solution's actually staring you right in the face.
Huh?
A sex change. Medical technology is very advanced these days, Maggie. Advanced, I tell ya.
Oh, do not screw me around. You better not block me. I'll never forgive you. Are you there? Edith!
Later on, my ex-mother-in-law attempted a full frontal assault on our house. Although she didn't get in and eventually gave up and went home when we completely ignored her, we decided it simply wasn't safe for us to continue living there if it meant our whereabouts were being known by such an unhinged lunatic, which is why we decided to move house. This was 2 years ago, and we haven't had any problems since. According to my mom's sources, her worst fears came true. My ex-mother-in-law was indeed given her marching orders by her new daughter-in-law, the ruler of the roost. Word is that she's currently spending her days living alone in a cramped, moldy apartment with a severe cockroach infestation, eating away at her savings and crying herself to sleep. It looks like my ex-husband made a serious miscalculation in choosing a new wife. She's unemployed, doesn't help out with the housework, and her hobbies consist mostly of drinking, gambling, spending his money, and, wait for it, having affairs. To make matters worse for poor Graham, she's super domineering. She not only forces him to work obscene amounts of overtime, but then he has to do all the housework when he gets home. I did once get a desperate message begging me to take him back, replete with groveling apologies and love hearts, but of course, I ignored it. Right now, I'm living happily with my son and daughter with the support of my parents, who are the kindest people I know. One thing's for sure, life's a lot more peaceful than it was when the terrible two were around.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Mom, it's about what happened today at the hospital. That's not acceptable. Who do you think you are?
What?
Come on, Mom, not what. I'm obviously referring to you ranting and raving at my wife, throwing around nonsense accusations like Jason ended up like this because of you, and it's all your fault at her.
Nonsense. It's true, and you know it. If she hadn't been driving dangerously, you never would have gotten hurt. You're a paraplegic because of her.
I told you that's not true. How many times do I have to say the same thing? We were parked up by a crossing when someone asleep at the wheel crashed into us from behind. Neither me nor Ella did anything wrong.
But if there was no accident, you'd still be a normal person, wouldn't you? I can't help but vent my anger. It's only natural. I'm your mother.
A normal person? Are you saying I'm not a normal person? In any case, I need you to stop giving my wife a hard time. It wasn't her fault, and she feels awful enough without getting it in the neck from you. She got injured herself, you know.
I don't give even 1/10 of a damn about someone else's kid. You're the one I'm worried about, Jason. You're my only boy.
Someone else's kid? That's my wife you're talking about. Are you aware we're married? That makes her family. Family! Anyway, I'm fully capable of getting by and earning a living even if I'm in a wheelchair. So you really don't need to worry about me.
Fine, have it your way. Oh, how ungrateful. To think I'm kind enough to worry about you, and this is the thanks I get. Jason, listen to me. I had a long, hard think last night. And I decided it would be better if me and you never had anything to do with each other ever again. I think we should cut all ties, son.
What?
It's time to address the elephant in the room, son. You're a cripple. Living alone is going to be virtually impossible for you from now on. There's no hope of you being able to look after me when I'm old and infirm if you can't even look after yourself.
Old and infirm? What? Basically, you're cutting all ties with me because I can't look after you when you're old.
That's not the only reason. On top of that, I simply don't have enough time or energy to look after you, which means it would be quite inconvenient to have you around. I'm already getting old, you know. My knees creak, my hips ache. I'm no spring chicken. My plan is to live out my years getting by on your father's inheritance. That would be a lot easier for me if I had one less family member to worry about. Think of it as an opportunity to express some gratitude for all the hard work I put into raising you. You'll accept, won't you?
You can't be serious. Is this the kind of thing a mother says to her heavily disabled son? Can't believe it.
Come on, Jason. Surely you can see it can't be helped. I put in years of blood, sweat, and tears into raising you and did a damn fine job, if I do say so myself. I had no issue with devoting my time and energy to you when I thought it would pay off after I reached an old age. But now? Oh, what use is a son who can't even walk around without assistance? And I'm asking you nicely. Won't you be a dear and free me from my servitude?
I see. Basically, what you're saying here, Mom, is that the only reason you had me in the first place was so I could change your diapers when you get old. And now that I can't walk due to the car crash, I no longer have any value. So you're throwing me away like a piece of garbage. On top of that, you also plan on keeping all my dad's inheritance for yourself, even though he specifically stated a sizable chunk should go to me.
It's hardly my fault. Want to know what the single most important thing in the world is, son? Having a solid plan. If I cut you out of my life, I can live out the rest of my days entirely on your father's money. As for your side of the bargain, you also get out of having to care for me when I'm old and frail. No matter how you look at it, it's a win-win situation.
Do whatever you like. I won't try and stop you cutting me out of your life. But don't you dare try and contact me or my wife ever again. This is final.
That's my line. Don't bother showing up at the house and try to get your greedy hands on the inheritance, because you won't be setting foot inside ever again. Starting tomorrow, we're strangers. Is that clear? Okay, fantastic. Bye-bye. Jason! You came to the house today, didn't you? I warned you! Why did you take the fridge and TV? Give them back at once.
Because they're my personal belongings that I paid for? I can't leave my stuff at your house forever. I gave the key to a close friend and had him stop by to pick them up. Oh, I told him to leave all the frozen stuff in a cooler box, so you're best off eating them ASAP before they spoil.
I cannot believe you. I had no idea my son was so petty and small-minded. Oh, did I say son? Oh, my mistake. You're a stranger now, of course. Oh, it's fine, forget it. That fridge and TV were probably just second-hand junk anyway. I'll buy some shiny new ones with your dad's inheritance. So I don't need your junkyard scrap anyway.
Sure. The fridge is a brand new Hitachi with touchscreen feature configuration and Wi-Fi connectivity. And the TV is an ultra-thin, flat-screen, 70-inch home cinema tier marvel of modern technology. It's true, though. Maybe you'll be able to afford them if you use Dad's inheritance. It's your house, so do what the hell you like.
I don't need to be told by you. Believe me, that's what I fully intend on doing. Never message me again. The next time you enter this house without my permission, the police will be called.
I hate to break this to you, but you're the one who contacted me.
Jason!
What? I was sure you told me we're cutting all ties. Did I dream it?
Don't be sarcastic with me, boy. I have one last thing to tell you. Believe me, you'll want to hear this.
What?
I threw away all the stuff in your room.
You did what now?
Think about it. There was no reason for me to keep a complete stranger's belongings lying around in my house. Yesterday was a combustible garbage day, and today was large refuse. Which means that in just 2 trips from the garbage collectors, all your stuff is gone forever. How lucky am I?
Does that also include the cards in the cardboard boxes?
Probably. I threw everything away after all. Oh no, there weren't items of immense sentimental importance in those boxes, were there? Oh, what a shame. I'm choking for you here. I'm so sorry. Tragically for you, though, I threw them out yesterday. So there's no way of reclaiming them now. I threw away your luggage, too. With this, the cutting of ties is complete. Now we really are complete strangers. Now, for one last time, never message me again.
You really went and did it this time, huh?
What?
Did you really throw away Dad's inheritance?
Inheritance? What are you talking about?
His collection. Oh man, you really went and did it this time. Each and every item in those boxes currently sells for somewhere in the vicinity of $400 to $1,600. He didn't own a single thing that wasn't worth something. Plus, he had absolutely tons of stuff. That stuff was worth tens of thousands of dollars in total. And that's a conservative estimate. I wouldn't be unreasonable to put the combined total at over $75,000.
What? What are you talking about? You're lying. Those boxes are full of nothing but silly kids' games. Junk!
There's a premium on junk like that in certain circles. They were only set to go up in value too, since they're no longer in production. Go ahead, try searching for expensive card game on the internet. You'll be surprised. Chances are the majority of results you'll get were the things in the boxes you just threw away.
Wait, no, you're lying. You're lying, right? Tell me you are. Are you sure they weren't just replicas? If they were really so valuable, why didn't you have your friend take them when he was here for the fridge and TV?
There was no way I could take them. Dad said they were part of your inheritance. He said he wanted them to go to you.
What?
You know how Dad had a bit of a hoarding habit? Well, before he died, he divided up all the stuff that could be sold at a decent price between the family and wrote it in his will. To me, he left all of the heavier, more unwieldy antiques. To you, he left the lighter, easy-to-sell card games.
What? This is the first I've heard of it.
Of course it is. Dad asked me to tell you in the event, and only in the event, that you were facing genuine financial hardship and struggling to get by. It's written in his last will and testament addressed to me. I can show you if you don't believe me. Now, I did plan on doing as he asked and was prepared to go through the necessary procedures if that time ever came.
Oh my God.
Good grief, Mom. I wouldn't have guessed in a million years you'd toss everything out. Me or the cards. It's not a total loss, though. I plan on taking good care of all the antiques Dad gave me at the least.
Jason, you get yourself down to the landfill and start digging through the trash at once.
What? No way! I'm in a wheelchair. That's impossible.
But you said that stuff was worth $75,000. You might still make it if you go now. Hurry up! Move!
I don't think so. You said you tossed them out yesterday, so they've probably all been crushed by now.
Don't get clever with me, boy. I know. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. If you come back with the $75,000 worth of cards, I'll allow you back into this family. Not just that, but I'll even look after you.
Sorry to disappoint you, but like I already told you, I don't need looking after.
What are you talking about? You're a wheelchair-bound cripple, for heaven's sake. How can someone like you live on their own?
I'm not alone. I have my wife. Anyway, do you even know what my job is? I create plastic models. I receive commissions and then create prototypes for dolls, figures, and models. Which is why I don't need to walk to earn a living.
What? Does that mean getting crippled in the accident has no effect on your salary?
How many times have I told you at this point? 5? 10? Damned if I know. What kind of mother doesn't know what their own son's job is? Do you have that little interest in me?
Really? You do that? That's great news, son.
Oh, wow. Am I your son again now? That sure is convenient, huh? There's just one problem. I don't consent to this rekindling of ties you seem to be assuming is taking place. We're strangers now, and we always will be.
Jason, how can you be so cold towards your mother? Have you no heart? Despite me being so lonely, what with your father gone and all, how horrible. Jason, my boy, won't you be a darling and come back to the house today? Let's have some supper together.
I'm not eating with you. Don't be ridiculous. There seems to be a small contradiction between cutting all ties with me and then inviting me over for supper to play Happy Families.
Jason, please. This wasn't an easy decision for me to make, you know. I only did what I did because I was filled with anxiety about the future.
I'm sure you were. I had a feeling to that effect, which is why I intentionally left only the card games behind. You're the one who threw them all out solely because you made the mistaken assumption they were guilty of the crime of belonging to me. To be honest, I'm more sick of you than I am sympathetic.
I've got an idea. Won't you be a dear and give me all the antiques your dad left you? I don't mind if they're heavy.
What? Why would I do that? Why would I give you the things Dad explicitly said he wanted to go to me? I won't even be selling them anyway. Those antiques were part of Dad's cherished collection, and they were really important to him.
All the more reason to hand them over. They'd be far more valuable if I sold them. I could use them to get by on. What use are they as decorations for your apartment? They'd be nothing but clutter. It's what your father would want, Jason. You know it's true.
I could explain in explicit detail why you're wrong, but you probably wouldn't even understand. Anyway, I have absolutely no intention of giving you any of his stuff. Nor do I ever want to live with you again. I'm gonna stop replying to your messages soon.
How can you be so insensitive? Oh, I've had it with you. Fine, I don't need you. I still have some savings in my bank account.
That's great. Since you've been so heavily reliant on Dad's inheritance all this time, you must have saved up about $75,000 by now, right?
What does my bank balance have to do with you, boy? If I did have that much, I'd be able to live off it for the rest of my life.
Do you seriously think that'd be enough to see you through the rest of your days?
What? 75,000? Of course it would.
With your current lifestyle, you're eating through at least $15,000 a year. Doesn't take a genius to figure out you're only going to be able to keep that up for 5 more years. You could afford to have a higher standard of living when Dad was still around. But there's no way your current lifestyle is sustainable.
What's your point? Are you saying I need to tighten my belt and save up more? No chance. You can't stop me buying the things I want.
Listen, want to know what the simple most important thing in the world is? Having a solid plan. If anyone can do it, you can, Mom. I have to make this clear though, and it really pains me to say this, but me and my wife simply don't have enough time or energy to look after a complete stranger.
Stop it, please. Just wait. What do you mean, stranger? We're family. I'm your mother. Let's just talk this over. Jason, please, answer the phone.
Look, Mom, I'm a cripple. Things would be a whole lot easier for me if I had one less family member to worry about. Look on the bright side. You're free to do what you want with Dad's inheritance. And I'm blessed to have a loving wife who looks after me. Which means you don't have to go through the trouble. No matter how you look at it, it's a win-win situation. Apparently after that, much to my astonishment, my mom ran to the landfill on her own and entered illegally by climbing over the back fence in a frenzied panic. When she was brought to my apartment and in the back of a police car, she was covered head to toe in garbage juice. It smelled something like a mixture between sewage and rotting flesh. Of course, being strangers now, I firmly rejected my responsibility and sent her back on her way with those two unfortunate policemen who had to tolerate the stench. She was driven back to her house ranting and raving like a lunatic. It was what happened over the next few days that shocked me the most. Me and my wife got back from a day out to find someone had been rummaging through our belongings and made a total mess of the place. When I confronted my mom, she confessed to sneaking into the apartment and turning the place upside down in an attempt to find my dad's antiques. Thankfully, her search was in vain because my wife's parents very kindly agreed to let us keep everything at their place for a while. However, my patience had reached its limit. We enlisted the help of a lawyer through a recommendation from my stepdad. When we went over to warn her that we'd take legal action if she ever pulled anything like that again, my mother, tragically ignorant of the world, immediately became timid and backed down. And she hasn't bothered us since. I do have a feeling she'll probably try to get in touch with me again after a little while. So me and my wife are currently making preparations to move on the down low. I already bought a new cell phone, which means that by the next spring, we finally will be strangers once and for all.
Hey, Linda. I can't make it to pick her up today.
Wait, I thought you were going to be able to go home early today.
Sorry, but I mean, what can you do? I have to work, right? So yeah, please take care of her, okay?
What do you mean just take care of her? You always say that stuff. I work full-time too. It's not easy for me to just go pick her up. My work won't be done for a little while either.
I have to work. What do you want me to do? It can't be helped. Stop bitching. It's annoying. Here, I'll extend the time that she stays at the daycare. Then you can pick her up, right?
Okay, fine. What time are you going to be coming home tonight then, Michael?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I want to finish it by the last train, but I have work tomorrow, so I won't drink enough to get hungover before I head home.
You mean you can't pick up Anna because you're going out to drink, not because you're busy with work?
What are you talking about, not busy with work? Going out for drinks is literally part of work. You really don't know this and you work? Ugh, women. Must be nice not taking your career seriously.
I mean, I think it can't be helped if you're going to build networks, but... And I didn't say that it was a bad thing that you were going to drink, but... I don't understand how you don't get what I'm saying. Besides, I work full-time because you said you would help raise the kid.
Huh? What, are you trying to say that I'm in the wrong here? Who was the one that paid for everything when you were pregnant? It's totally normal for women to work nowadays. You realize that, right? No woman just lives and mooches off a man anymore. That day and age is over. You know that my coworker Aaron's wife works really hard too, right? You barely have any overtime and you're complaining. You're too spoiled. How could you start talking about what I can and can't do?
But Aaron's kid is pretty old now, right? Anna is only 3 years old right now. We have to keep a close eye on her and she still needs a lot of help. It's tough doing it all alone, so please cut back a little.
Oh my god, you're so annoying! Always nagging! Don't tell me what to do, you're not worthy. A kid is a kid. It should be easier to handle a younger kid. Stop complaining. Alright, you take care of Anna. Bye!
How is Anna? Did her fever ever go down? Is she okay? It's not getting any worse, is it?
Oh, it's totally fine. She's knocked out in the bedroom.
That's great. You took her to the hospital, right? What did the doctor say?
Oh, they just said that it was probably just a cold. It got cold really quickly, so that's probably why. I'm sure she can just sleep most of it off. You worry way too much.
I mean, she had a really high fever.
Besides, I needed to go to work, so I didn't have any time. Of course I'm going to worry.
Why would you even accept a shift on the weekend anyway, idiot? Why would a woman with a child go work on the weekend? What the hell were you thinking? My long weekend was ruined because of you. You have a kid. From now on, you turn down any and all weekend shifts. I can't believe that she would choose to get sick on my weekend. This sucks.
I'm sorry, but I did tell you a week ago that I wanted you to look after Anna today. I can't just say that I don't want to go. I'm still a formal employee here. It's once every few months, maybe. Just help me out here.
It's not like they said you can't stay home, right? You can ask for free. So, when are you coming home?
I think it'll be around 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Hurry up and get home.
Yeah, I know. Okay, take good care of Anna for me then. Anna really likes it when you shave down an apple and give her a little apple smoothie when she's sick. I think she'll eat that even if she doesn't have an appetite, so...
Okay, just leave it alone. I'll do it. Stop telling me what to do. Pisses me off.
Michael, where are you right now? Damn it, Michael. What are you doing? What is going on? You said you'd look after Anna! Michael! Michael, I need to talk to you. You need to answer already.
Oh my god, shut the hell up, woman! What do you want?
What the hell are you talking about? What do you want?
What?
2 days ago when I got home, Anna was just slouched over on the couch, all alone. Where did you go after you left your own child, feeling sick, alone at home? I don't see any of the meds from the hospital either. You didn't really take her, did you?
I was going to take her, but I had something to do, so I couldn't take her. I gave her the medicine we had at home. So what's the matter?
What? What exactly did you have to do? It looked like you were drinking. Was drinking booze what you had to do? And why weren't you home? I literally asked you to watch after her while she's sick. After I took her to the hospital, they told me she probably had the flu. What were you going to do if I didn't come home early? How could you leave a child all alone and sick?
Shut the hell up! This is my weekend. I'm going to enjoy it. My friend invited me out to go fishing. It's not like I had a choice. He says that he's going to take out a boat for us. Of course I had to go. I want to enjoy my days off too. I knew you were coming home, so why does it matter if I go enjoy myself a little? My weekend was ruined because of your stupid weekend shift.
You chose fishing over your sick daughter. Weekend this, weekend that. She's literally sick.
You know that I love fishing. You should know that I live for this. What am I supposed to do when someone takes away my living?
You're going to leave Anna to go fishing?
Hey, how am I supposed to go on like this?
What time did you leave the house? How long did you leave our child unattended and sick for?
Probably around 10 a.m., I think.
What? You left her for that long? What were you going to do if something happened to her?
Oh my god, shut up! You really are annoying. She was asleep and quiet, so it was fine. Nothing even happened, right? You always blow things out of proportion.
She was asleep and quiet. She just couldn't move because she felt so sick. Do you not understand?
You're being so repetitive. Ugh, annoying. You're seriously just a drag. I was having so much fun and you just had to go and ruin all of it, didn't you?
You really changed after we got married, haven't you? Besides, you were saying that you wanted to help out before I gave birth to Anna, but I end up taking care of Anna and cleaning the house all by myself. I thought you would at least take care of Anna, but you only care about yourself and your own happiness. I'm done. We're going to get a divorce. I can't be with you anymore.
What? You're trying to pin all of this on me? You changed too. Before we got married, you just listened to everything I had to say. You were so cute. You just complain all the time nowadays. You really tricked me good. Oh, by the way, I will say one thing. The reason I'm like this was because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah, you. You liked that I was strong-willed and did what I wanted to do, right?
I did say that, but...
That's why I'm just doing what I want, when I want. So in other words, it's totally your fault, right? In other words, you really shouldn't be barking up that tree, because you're at fault. Do you understand me? You are at fault. Here, come on. Say, I'm sorry, sir. I was the one in the wrong for leaving it up to you to take care of our sick child. When I get home, I expect you to get on the ground and beg me for forgiveness.
What? You think I'm messing around?
Huh?
Huh? Is that all you can say, you piece of shit, rotten, good-for-nothing human? You really shouldn't look down on me like that. You think you're all that because I'm over here trying to play nice. You really think that just because I'm a woman, I should just bow down and listen to everything you gotta say? You realize the only reason I'm working is because your dead-end job makes shit pay, right? What the hell are you talking about? Who paid for everything while you were pregnant? No shit you did. I'm rearing your child and you're spewing that bullshit.
What? What's wrong, Linda?
Don't say my name. It literally lowers the value. I'm asking you if you're looking down on me. Read the text, dumbass.
I'm not looking down on you, but don't use so much profanity. It's uncouth.
Who the hell is uncouth? You don't like this kind of group of people, right? You can call them lowlifes, bottom of the barrel, scum of the earth, morons, right? All while trembling in fear of getting your ass handed to you by them. You need to realize that you're the lowlife, way more than someone with a bad mouth.
Why are you acting so tough?
What? Acting? You think I can't start pretending to have manners at my age? But I made the biggest mistake of pretending to have manners towards you. You don't even take care of me and you're acting all tough and important.
What do you mean acting tough? I didn't...
Oh, so you were just a piece of shit from the get-go, huh? Let me guess. You like calm women because you think that you can do whatever you like to them and get away with it, right? You can't say anything when they start talking back to you, huh? It's scary.
I don't think so, but...
Really? You seem to have really lost momentum compared to a second ago. Are you sure you're okay? What were you saying earlier? It's all my fault this all happened, right? That's what you said. Something about how I'm just a fragile little girl and that you can do whatever you want because of me. That's why you're not at fault at all, right?
I think you're taking everything a little too negatively right now. I didn't mean any of that when I said what I said.
Then why did you say any of what you said? You literally said it yourself, you clown!
No,
Stop making a bullshit excuses, clown. Your side of the story is that everything is on me. That's what you want to say, right?
No, that's not... I was just too spoiled by you, Linda. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Then it's all your fault, isn't it? Get the hell home right now. We're going to talk about our divorce. You better not run away.
Linda? Where are you? Please save me. My head hurts really bad, and I'm so cold. I can't move at all. Can you please take me to the hospital? Linda? Hey, Linda! What's going on? Anna isn't anywhere to be found. Where did you go?
You got home today? Look at you, being all free spirit while we're talking about getting a divorce. Not a care in the world, huh? Didn't I say you needed to get your ass home right now?
That's not the important thing right now. I think I probably caught the flu. I might have caught it from Anna.
What? How could you get it from her when you weren't even taking care of her? And besides, I told you that we were getting a divorce. Once you're better, we're going to talk about finances and child support. I don't want to catch your cold, so text me when you're better.
Wait, you're serious about the divorce? You were just upset from the whole thing with Anna, right?
Of course I'm dead serious. I already took Anna and went to my parents' house. I'll grab the rest of my stuff after we finish talking about our divorce.
Linda, please, hang on. I'm begging you. Please save me. I really don't feel good at all. You always make me some chicken noodle soup when I was sick, right? I just realized that I love that kind of cute side of you.
I don't care about your stupid nostalgia. You have the strength to text me, so just call a taxi and go to the hospital on your own. You aren't going to be spoiled when you're weak. You abandoned our child. You were literally out fishing while our daughter was sick and suffering.
I'm sorry. I'll apologize. Please, forgive me.
I think you're apologizing to the wrong person. You do realize what you've done to Anna, right? You understand what's going to happen. Don't think you'll ever get to see her again.
Please, Anna. I won't go to the hospital until you come get me. I believe in you, so I'm going to be waiting for you.
Guess you're never going to the hospital then. You can just spend the rest of eternity waiting for me. then maybe you'll understand a little bit more about how Anna felt when she was left sick and unattended.
Please don't be like that. I'm seriously weakened right now.
I don't give a rat's ass. Anna was suffering for so long because of you. Don't act like you deserve anything but pain and suffering when you can't even hold yourself accountable for your own actions.
I said I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Shut up. You're so annoying. I'm not going to forgive you no matter how much you apologize. You're trying to get taken care of only when it's your turn to be sick. You're pathetic. I mean, to be fair, that's what you want, right? A woman you can just use when you want. You can sleep it off, right? Just go to sleep. You're blowing things out of proportion. Afterwards, he really did wait for me and didn't go to the hospital. His flu got worse. The next day, he asked his friend to take him to the hospital. From what I heard, he was begging his friend to save him while bawling his eyes out. Why would I ever take my shitty husband to the hospital when he left our daughter all alone? He must have thought he would emotionally manipulate me into looking after him. I don't understand where his head is. Seriously, he must be in La La Land. I still can't believe that he left his suffering 3-year-old daughter to go hang out with his friends. She could have lost her life in the worst-case scenario. I think we really got lucky this time around. If I had been a little late coming home, I still think about it sometimes and it sends shivers down my spine. After he got better, we started talking about our divorce with a lawyer as the mediator. He was crying and kept begging to try all over, but I told him no and said that it wasn't going to happen. The second I said that I would publicly announce what he had done to Anna, he signed the divorce papers immediately. He said that he married me because I was calm and seemed easy to tame. He thought that if he said things a little menacingly, I would listen to whatever he wanted me to do, and it would be easy. Then, a few years later after the divorce, I stumbled into Michael one day. He started talking to me like nothing ever happened after he saw Anna and I walking happily together. She ended up running away from him screaming, "Who is this old guy? He's scary!" I told him that I was remarried and both of us are being taken care of by the new husband. Anna and I have both completely forgotten about you. He freaked out and tried to grab me after screaming, "I was waiting for you all alone. You betrayed me." Then a pissed off husband, now carrying Anna, showed up and he ran away at the speed of light after being scared. I wanted to yell at him to be alone for the rest of his life, but I kept it to myself, and the three of us had a nice shopping time.
Mom, please let me into the house. Why would you just lock me out of the house all of a sudden? This household doesn't need a woman who's not going to take care of her own child. I'm going to have you leave this house immediately. Not taking care of her own child? What are you talking about? I cannot leave my grandchildren in the hands of a terrible woman who would leave her kids who were recently born. You need to disappear. No, you don't understand, Mom. I felt sick, so I went to the hospital, that's all. I made sure to ask my husband to look after the kids while I went to the hospital. You asked him? Yeah, you're full of crap. My son is saying that he has no idea what you're talking about to me. What? Besides, how could you possibly get sick when you have a child that's very vulnerable? You really don't have any idea how important it is to be healthy. We will be taking care of Stephen from now on. Taking care of Stephen? What exactly are you talking about? You have Jessica too, right? Mom, you need to answer me right now. You aren't trying to do something with them, are you? Jessica? Oh, that terrible grandchild who can't do anything? Ugh, I gave her away to your parents' house to look after. What? I don't really understand. What's going on? I'm sure you can take care of at least one half of your kids, right? We'll go ahead and take care of this child, so you can raise that child. Understood? You are seriously persistent, aren't you? I don't have the time or patience to be talking to the likes of you. Do you understand? I can't have you just standing outside our door the whole time either. Hurry up and go to your own home. I can't do that. How could you do this to me? I also can't go home because this is literally my house. And those 2 kids are my babies that I gave birth to. And what the hell do you have against Jessica? She's a great kid. She's literally the least capable child around. She's just the extra added kid to Steven. We only need someone to take over the family name. Do you understand me? What? Ugh, I don't need a dumb daughter-in-law or a daughter who isn't worth anything to take over the family name. I figured that my son would take over the family business, to be honest with you. But I want him to do whatever he wants to do. That's why you want to raise your own grandchild to be the heir to your family business? They should decide what they want to do with their own future. It's not something that us adults should decide for them. Wow. Look at this peasant talking to me and trying to lecture me on how the world works. You have a terrible sense of humor. If you want to complain that much, maybe you should start a company that's as big as ours and run it. And then you can complain to me. I'm sure you won't be able to with your rotten brain, though. Please, Mom, let me see my son. I'm begging you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to that. Just go home already. Your special, amazing daughter is waiting for you at your house. I couldn't believe what was happening. No matter how much I went to that house, they just wouldn't... I just kept getting chased off by my mother-in-law every time. My husband, who absolutely loves his mom, obviously took her side too. I ended up never seeing my son once during the whole time I kept going to the house. Once our divorce was said and done, my husband would have custody of my son, and I would have custody of my daughter. Imagine that. It worked out perfectly for that rotten woman. It would be bad to cause a sudden change in the child's environment at this stage of development. That's what the courts told me when they made their decision. I would only be able to see my son twice a month, an hour each time. Hey, Liz. Look at you taking home the big money. I saw you making big moves. That movie! What was it? The Bravery of a Single Petal? Oh, Jessie. She was the main character in that movie, right? Congratulations! It's Jessica. So what compelled you to message me today? Why didn't you contact me about it at all? You always need to contact your relatives first thing about stuff like this, right? Relatives? What? We're relatives, silly. We're not relatives, silly. I literally divorced your son. Oh, young kids nowadays. Just so you know, you can't cut ties with a family that easily. Do you understand? Besides, that girl has my family blood in her too. She's not just your child. You really can't be saying things like that anymore. We're definitely relatives. Are you aware of what you're saying right now? Or are you being intentionally dense? You chased both Jessica and I out of our own home and stole Steven's parental rights from me, remember? Oh, you. You're still dragging that little detail on? Oh, it's not a big deal at all. I'm seriously appalled by how naggy you are. You're really the exact person you were 8 years ago, aren't you? You really need to learn from your kids and how much they've grown up. Little details? You're telling me that the fact that you robbed me of my own right to raise my son from me, a little detail? It is a little detail, sweetheart. I literally let you see him every month, didn't I? I'm so kind. There are loads of parents in this world that want to see their kids, but they can't, for one reason or another. You really need to realize how blessed you are before coming at me with how you're such a victim. Okay, I'm done with this talk. I think that I have a completely different take than you on what happened to me and my son. Please don't ever contact me in any shape or form. Goodbye. Hey, hang on. I'm not finished talking to you yet. Talking to me? Yeah, about how I'm going to live with my grandchildren. What? Let me explain. Our company is actually putting in a lot of effort to invite in fresh blood and raise them from the ground up. That's why I thought that maybe it would be a good idea if Jessica transfer over to our company. Imagine a child actor who's already fairly well known show up at our renowned and established company. You realize how much attention she would get and how much she would benefit, right? You're going to do this to your grandkids again? You are really the one who hasn't changed one bit since we last met. Just so you know, you really don't have any choice here. If you think you do, you're completely mistaken. Think about it. It's very clear which choice is the correct choice when it comes to the kid's best interest. It's obvious. It doesn't take rocket science to figure it out. Living in some poor household, or coming to live at our house, where she would never have to worry about anything and would be able to get whatever she wanted. Which do you think is best for her? Yeah, you're right. We don't have that much money compared to you. But I made sure that I poured my heart and soul into raising them with my love. I only saw Stephen once a month, but I'm pretty sure I did my best in raising him with love too. I think it's something that's invaluable and can't be bought by money. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, this must be what people are talking about when they talk about people who are completely mistaken. Oh, I've never actually seen someone so mistaken, so thank you. Maybe I should get an autograph, huh? Completely mistaken? Beg your pardon? You mistake the fact that you are loved by your kids. You're not. Just so we're absolutely crystal clear, if she stays with you, she's not going to be able to really live up to her fullest potential. You understand? That girl is a literal prodigy, a once-in-a-lifetime genius. The amount of energy and passion that is behind every line in her acting. Oh, you really can't believe she's a child still. She even won some kind of an award, didn't she? Oh, I know this for sure. She definitely has our family's blood. It's not your family blood for sure. That's going to be a hard no. She is where she is because she worked really hard to get where she is. I know because I was right there with her when she was working day and night rehearsing. Yeah, I'm sure the boring and mundane, useless woman that you are would want to believe that. Oh, I almost feel pity towards you. But think about it just a little bit, using whatever amount of brain cells you have. What do you think Jessica was thinking twice a month when she met up with Stephen? Why is Stephen so rich and our house so poor? Man, he's so lucky. I'm so envious of what he's got. That's all she could think of. Huh? How would you know what she was thinking? Oh, it's very easy to tell what she's thinking. She's such a grandma's child. Of course, she's always wanted to live with me. I'll go ahead and take your daughter now, too. Don't mind me. Please turn on the TV right now. That amazing granddaughter who loves you oh so dearly is bashing you on TV. Oh, did I say that it was also being broadcasted live, right now, in the middle of the day? Huh? My grandma took my super important brother, whom I love so dearly, away from me. I wish I could meet him every day, even now. Those were her words, not mine. What? Wait, hold on a second. What the hell are you talking about? If you turn on the TV and go to ABC, it's all right there. She's going to be debuting in a new drama this time. She's on TV getting interviewed with the main character for an advertisement. It was actually just a moment ago that the host asked her about her family and if she had any siblings. Oh man, she's literally spilling everything. She's not leaving out any details. What? You're being serious? I'm being dead serious. You need to make her stop right this second! How am I supposed to stop her right now? It's live television. She said your name and your company name loud and clear for the world to hear. Oh man, what has she done? Oh well, it's just a small detail. You should really learn to forgive and let go of the little things. Oh, actually, you should be thanking Jessica if anything. You didn't have to pay for the free advertisement for your company. How How could I possibly forgive this at all? A company's public image is everything. I'm currently in studio, so I won't be able to take your calls. What did you want to talk about? Don't play coy with me, you little... You realize the amount of phone calls that our offices are receiving right now thanks to you? They're all complaining, telling us to let the two live together as siblings. Wow, sounds like you're going through it right now. Ugh, it's all your fault. Every single bit. If our sales drop because of this, I'm going to sue you for defamation and expect compensation. Sue who? My daughter? Of course I'm going to be suing you. I know that you are responsible for making her say that crap on TV. You don't have proof, even if that were the case. Besides, I didn't say anything to her. She decided to talk and said everything on her own volition. What? She wanted to take Stephen away from you. Uh-huh. I'm not sure what you're saying. You didn't know, did you? Twice a month, for 8 years, they had their visitations. Although, I don't think that's what they called it at all. I'm pretty sure they like to call it their war council. After they were ripped apart from each other, we've always wanted to live with the three of us together. We were all talking to each other and trying to figure out our best course of action to make it work. Even Stephen? You're full of shit. My son must have been there too. There's no way he wouldn't have told me. He would tell me as soon as he caught wind of this. Oh, your adorable, adorable son? Yeah, he was always playing games with his headphones in. It never failed, every month. There was not a chance in hell that he would ever be able to hear anything we talked about. We could be in a park or a cafe. It didn't matter. He wouldn't hear a word. Seriously, your son is the most amazing thing on this planet, right? Oh, hey, look at that. I just received news that Stephen is now in custody of the police. I'm going to go pick him up from the police. Police? Why would he go to the police? He told me how you were raising him, about how you would force him to do things he didn't want to, all because you were raising him. Stephen had no issues telling me about it all. We have all the photos of his bruises, cuts, and scratches you gave him. I told him he needs to run away from home and get to the nearest police station as soon as this program airs. You hang on a second! That's cheap! You haven't even heard my side of the story yet. I don't care about any of that based on the kinds of actions you took. I will be sure to make you face your crimes to the fullest extent of the judicial system. It's not my fault that he would take forever to remember things. What the hell else was I supposed to do? It doesn't matter why. What matters is you abused someone else's son. I will never forgive you for what you've done. Also, I remember you specifically saying something to me. Something about how a divorce doesn't cut ties from a family. You're exactly right. Today was our D-Day, the day we execute our plans that we have planned for years. I will be taking full custody of Stephen from today. Please don't ever show up around me or mine ever again. You must be high on something if you think I'm not going to see him anymore. You know what's going to happen to you if you do this to me. Who's going to take over the family company if Stephen isn't with us anymore? Wait, what? If I recall correctly, you had a son, didn't you? Maybe you should let him take over the family business instead. I can't let that happen. Ugh, there's no way he would be able to run the family business. Don't worry about it. He's as pure as it gets. Something about how he has the best family blood running through his veins, right? Please, Miss Liz, I need you to stop. I'll apologize and repent for everything, so please, just go back on live TV and take back everything that was said. It means everything to our company, right? Come on, we're family, remember? Family? What? Oh, I got it. this is the mistaken person thing that you were telling me about, right? Oh, wow, I've never actually seen one. Can I have your autograph? Afterwards, my ex-husband's company was the target for the world's hatred. They were trying their best to cover it up for a while, but they did go under. There's no way that a man-child would ever be able to run a company, so it really doesn't surprise me at all. Apparently, they're all working in some factory together to pay back all of the loans they've accrued. But the best part is that everyone knows what they look like and what they've done, so I'm sure everyone's going to talk shit about them forever. After this whole debacle, my daughter retired from the entertainment industry. I told her that if she enjoyed acting, she can keep going with it, but she told me that she wanted to be with Steven and I forever. That pretty much made me melt on the spot. Steven was also having a little tough time adjusting to life with us, but he's finding his place. He even made a few friends around the neighborhood, and he goes out every day. At first, my life was a living hell, but after a long and hard battle, I live a happy life that I can't complain about, thanks to my son and daughter.
Hey, Ken. Long day at work today, huh? Do you have a little time to talk?
Oh, hey, Susan. What's up? I plan on going out drinking with a couple of friends of mine.
I see. Can I call you right now?
I just spent it with my friends. Not really a good time.
I see. Even for like a minute.
What's up? Are you in trouble? Can't we do this tomorrow?
I was hoping to say this to you directly. I don't know if I can wait until tomorrow, so the hell with it. I'll just get it over with online.
Huh? What do you mean, get it over with?
I have an announcement to make.
What are you talking about? Now you got me all curious. Hurry up! Spit it out!
Well, okay. Hope you're ready for this. I'm having a baby!
Huh? You're not serious! A baby? No way! You're pregnant?
Yep, that's right. I was feeling a little weird lately. Remember we were talking about how it might be an irregular menstrual cycle or something? I was a bit concerned, so I went to the hospital today and the doctor informed me that I was pregnant.
Is this real? Man, seriously? Okay.
Is something the matter? You seem kind of strange.
Yeah? Really? It's just that it's so sudden. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, right. Sorry to spring it on you all of a sudden. Actually, I wanted to tell you directly, but I just couldn't wait to tell you.
Yeah, well, suppose you're right. Congratulations!
Huh? Congratulations? You're the father, you know that, right? Congratulations to you, too!
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, we've been dating for 5 years. I suppose it was about time anyway. The baby came first, but maybe it was for the better. We were just talking about how we'd never get married unless there was some drastic situation. Pretty good timing, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. Pretty good timing. Right.
Oh, yeah, Ken. You have next weekend off, right? You want to go over to my parents' place to say hello? It's been a while. We can inform them of our marriage and about the pregnancy. A double whammy.
Huh? Next week? Wasn't your dad on some long business trip or something?
Yeah, he was, but he just got back, so he'll be around. He has to go on another trip at the end of the month, but he's home for a couple of weeks. Everything seems to be falling into place, don't you think? So, you okay for next weekend?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, great. I'll give them a call and tell them we're coming over next weekend.
Okay. No problem. I look forward to it.
We should visit your folks pretty soon, too. When should we do that? They live pretty far away, so we should make plans as soon as possible. We've been going out for a long time, but I still haven't met your folks, so I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, right. My folks seem to be pretty busy recently, so there really is no rush. I'll ask them when it's convenient.
All right, I'll leave that up to you. So, what time should we meet up on the weekend? My folks say they're free all weekend, so any time is fine.
How about we arrive there around 10 a.m. Saturday?
Sounds good. I'll give them a call. Okay then, don't drink too much tonight.
Yeah, I know. All right then. See you then.
Hey, what's up? Where are you? Are you stuck in traffic? Are you still sleeping? Okay, sleepyhead. I'm gonna head over to my parents' place. See you there later. Don't be too late. They prepared lunch for us. Call me on your way there. Hey, Ken, are you still sleeping? It's almost noon. You're not still in bed, are you? We're getting ready to eat lunch. What's up? You haven't even called. What's going on?
This is Ken's mother. My son. He died yesterday.
Huh?
He was on his way home from work yesterday and got into a car accident. You must be Ken's girlfriend. Susan, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Excuse me, but what are you saying? This is a prank of some kind, right? Tell me it's a joke.
This is no joke!
Are you really Ken's mother? And you're saying that Ken passed away in a car accident? I can't believe that!
Well, me too! This happened only yesterday. I still think I'm stuck in some kind of nightmare, but it's the truth. So, I'm really so sorry about this, but please just forget about Ken and lead a fruitful life. You're still young.
I cannot accept this. I will not believe it until I see him. Where is he now?
I'm very sorry. I am in complete shock right now. I'm grieving for my son. Please, let me grieve in peace.
But I have Ken's child in me. Did you know that? It's Ken's child.
Susan, I really don't want to say this, but is that child you're carrying, is it really Ken's child?
Huh?
I previously heard something from my son. During college, you played around quite a bit. Is that true?
Played around? What are you talking about? Before going out with Ken, I had one boyfriend.
Aren't you still seeing this former boyfriend of yours?
Huh? What did you just say?
You were going out with both Ken and this guy at the same time. That's what I heard. I really can't perceive you to be an upstanding young woman.
Hold it 1 second. After we broke up, he continued to stay at my place for a little while. That's all. He had nowhere to go at the time. I was never two-timing Ken.
But you guys were talking about marriage and how getting pregnant would hasten that prospect. Sounds kind of fishy to me. The timing is a little too convenient, in my opinion.
Well, you can think what you like, but it was just a coincidence. I could never plan that. Besides, Ken is no longer with us. This has nothing to do with us.
As you can imagine, there are so many things I have to do. I really don't have time to bicker with you. And one last thing. We will by no means accept that child as our responsibility. I'm very sorry, and I hope things work out for you, but that's all I have to say.
What do you mean, that's all?
Exactly what it means. That's all. No more. We have nothing else to say to you. As for your child, you'll have to bring the child up yourself.
So, that's it, huh? Well, at least give me a chance to say goodbye to Ken. When is the funeral? Where is it going to take place?
Susan, I'm not sure if you know this, but our family is very prestigious. I'm a writer, and my husband is the owner of a large and well-known resort hotel.
Yes, I did hear a bit of that from Ken. What's that got to do with anything?
I hear your parents are farmers or something, so you probably don't understand our way of life. I'm sure you know what I mean. It really wouldn't look good if you or your family showed up. I hope you understand.
Please, you can't prevent me from seeing him. I mean, not getting to see him for the very last time? That's too cruel.
If at the funeral you blurt out that you're carrying Ken's child, it would be a scandal. Our household has many situations which people of your stature would never understand. So please, I have to insist that you not show up to the funeral. We just don't want anything to do with your family in the future.
All right, I understand. I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, yes, I forgot. About the child. We'll pay a little compensation for you, so please, tell me your bank account. That's the least we can do. This is Susan, right? Where are you right now?
Oh, is this Ken's mother? Could you contact me on your own phone? It really hurts when I get a text from Ken's phone. After all, I couldn't even attend his funeral. I'm really emotionally drained.
Oh, how rude of me. I'm so sorry. Yes, his phone already had your name in it, so it was just easier. You know what I mean. And so, where are you right now?
Why do I have to tell you?
It's just that I remember what Ken used to always tell me when he was alive. It seems there are some valuable items that Ken left at your place. I figured I would go over to your place and retrieve them, if you don't mind. No need for you to be there.
Huh? Were you planning on going into my house without permission?
I found your key in his jacket pocket, so I figured it was okay. You don't mind, do you? He was your ex anyways, and I'm his mother. No harm in that.
I do mind. But even if you did, I'm not living there anymore, so the place is empty. Go in if you like.
Huh? You moved out? You're not living there anymore? Is that what you're telling me? What's going on? Stop joking around!
This is no joke. Like I said, I'm emotionally distraught. I could not stay there a day longer. The memories, you know? I'm at my parents' place now.
Oh, okay. I see. What happened to all the stuff that Ken left at your place? Could you please send them all to our home?
Oh, yeah, Ken's stuff. I burned them all. Dumped them into the incinerator at the city dump.
Huh? You burnt it all? How about the sneakers? You're not serious. How about that leather jacket? That expensive briefcase? Everything? Do you mean everything?
Actually, I wanted to put some stuff in the casket, but I wasn't invited to the funeral, and you said you didn't want anything to do with me anymore, so... Well, Ken was really fond of those things, so I figured he would enjoy them in heaven, so... I burned them all. It was the least I could do for him.
You're not serious. Are you nuts? Burn all of it? Do you realize how much all that costs? You know perfectly well how I value those things! Do you realize how much I spent on those things? Some are rare, like those Nikes. They're irreplaceable, premier items. They're worth a fortune.
So, you spent a fortune on them, huh?
Right. I was so upset that I made a mistake. They were Ken stuff. I almost feel like they are mine. How could you do this? Those items were precious to Ken.
Please, there's no need to fuss. It's best that all his items are now with him in heaven. I can see him now in heaven, trouncing around the clouds in his Air Jordans. Besides, what are you going to do with them? You have no use for them. But I suppose I could have just sold them. But considering the wine deal we have with you and your husband, those items were nothing.
Huh? A wine deal?
Ken's not here anymore, so I suppose it wouldn't hurt to talk about this. Was it next week that your husband will be visiting our winery?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh my god! Did you forget about all that? Your husband said that in order to build his business, he was going to go all out and introduce various wines at the resort hotel, so he's coming to visit the winery directly. I think he said he already got the plane tickets.
What the hell are you talking about? Wine? Plane tickets? What's this about?
It's about visiting our winery in Italy. He wants to import wine directly from our winery there. Don't you remember? Your husband talked it over with my dad and they agreed on a deal.
Huh? Your family? You own a winery in Italy? I thought you were blue-collar types. Farmers is what you told me. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Huh? You and your husband were so happy for the deal. What are you saying? It was you who really pushed it and negotiated the details. First, you heard of it? Really?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, you were very enthusiastic about it. You're not having second thoughts, are you? Well, I guess Ken died, so maybe it hit you hard. I certainly understand.
Yes, that's it. Poor Ken.
When you found out that you were working with my family, you wanted to separate private matters from business. It was you who asked us not to tell Ken about this business deal. You said it would spoil Ken if he found out that our family owned this winery in Italy. You said you would tell him after he introduced me. That's why I never really talked about my family or the situation regarding our business relationship.
Oh, yes. Now I remember. I've been so forgetful recently.
But it really is too bad about Ken. My father was concerned about us, and he was even looking for a house for us to live. Here's a photo of the place he picked out.
Huh? This is the house. What is this? A mansion?
No, it's a cottage not far from the Mediterranean Sea. It's a wonderful place. The view is incredible, but I can't live there alone. Maybe we'll keep it as a summer cottage. Okay then, I have to get going. I realize that this is all very traumatic for you, but I hope you keep your spirits up.
Hold on, please!
Huh?
I'm so sorry, Susan. Don't be shocked. It's Ken. About him, me, being dead, it's all just one big joke. I'm really sorry. It's just that I got cold feet. Scared, you know? I was just not ready to be a parent. So, that was all I could think of. I still wanted to play around. I'm still pretty young, you know? Sorry. I was being a real jerk. Please forgive me. I thought this whole thing over, and I finally made up my mind. Yeah, I'm gonna marry you. Let's work this out. We can make this work. The three of us. A happy family.
Oh, come on. Stop joking around. Please. Ken is already in heaven. He's no longer with us. You have to get over that fact.
Like I said, that's all BS. I'm Ken. I'm not kidding. Please, believe me. I promise you I will make you guys happy.
You were ready to get rid of me and your child. You went as far as pretending you were dead? You call that a joke?
No, I mean I wasn't ready.
Do you think I'm stupid? Make us happy? Yeah, right. I did ask you when you first contacted me. I said, "Are you really Ken's mom? Remember that?" I knew it was bullshit from the get-go.
Huh?
Oh yeah, did you know that your parents are here at our house right now? I told them what you did, that you made up the story of you being dead and contacting me pretending to be your mother. Man, she was pissed. When they heard that, they flew over right away. They apologized profusely for what you did.
You're kidding, right?
Both of them are really busy people, but they took time off and took a flight over here. And you? When do you plan on getting here? It's way past the date we agreed on. Why don't you get your ass over here now? Of course, my folks are both here too, so be ready for some heat.
Don't worry, I'll meet and apologize to them. It's all for our future. I'll do anything. I'm on my way. I'll get ready, so just give me a bit of time, would you?
Get here ASAP, because we need to talk about my compensation.
What do you mean compensation? We're getting married. We're gonna be happy. Isn't that what you said?
Impossible. Come on, think about it. How can I marry someone who's dead? Ken eventually arrived, thinking he was going to marry me and go about business as if nothing happened, but he apologized profusely for his actions and promised he would never do such a thing again. As he was proclaiming his enduring love of me, his father stepped in and smacked him across the face so hard he stumbled to the floor, not knowing what hit him. Ken was flabbergasted. It seemed he thought his parents were 100% on his side. Watching his parents hold their head in shame and his mother on the verge of tears, he finally came to the realization of his actions. For me, I completely lost respect for him. How could I have gone out with this guy, much less have a child with him? Ultimately, he agreed to pay compensation for the damages he had caused and to pay child support for the foreseeable future. To make sure he stood by his commitments, the whole thing was done through a lawyer, making it legally binding. Several years later, I heard that his parents realized how they had spoiled their son. They made the decision to revoke all rights to his inheritance. In order to re-educate him, they put him to work in the kitchen at the resort hotel and made him work there until he paid off the compensation to me. His younger brother was slated to take over the business side of the hotel operations. Despite being the son of the hotel owner, he was relegated to working the kitchen, washing dishes and doing menial jobs. The other staff members were all weary of the guy. As for me, I left the US and now live with my folks and my son at that beautiful cottage on the Mediterranean.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Peep texts!
Hey, loser! I have some news for you.
Sorry, it'll have to wait. I'm at work right now. I'll message you when I get off.
I'm messaging you now because I want to tell you now. If you don't have time, make time. Do I make myself clear? I have urgent business to discuss with you. Reply immediately.
Didn't I just tell you I'm at work? Give me a break for once, damn it. Like I said, I'll message you later.
Huh? But you're responding to my messages, lol?
I dipped out for a few minutes because I saw you said you had urgent business. Go on then, what is it?
Who do you think you're talking to? Correct your attitude at once. You should treat your family with more respect.
I do. Why do you think I work so hard? Why do you think I put in all these hours in at the office? For fun?
You working hard? I've never heard anything so laughable. Got any more jokes? If you were working hard, you'd be making more money. You've got some nerve to pretend to be working hard when you bring in as little as you do. You call yourself the breadwinner? I bet there are homeless people who make more than you. Whatever. I messaged to let you know me and Millie will be going to a beauty salon starting next week.
Huh? A beauty salon?
That's right. There's a new one that just opened up in the neighborhood last month. They've got a great reputation and seem to be really popular. All of the moms in the neighborhood are going. I've got some dry patches of skin that have been playing on my mind lately. It's perfect timing.
Your dry skin is one thing, but why the hell does Millie need to go to a beauty salon? She's still in high school.
Are you a complete idiot? Or just a misogynist? The earlier a girl starts thinking about skincare, the better. You can never be too young. It's a lifetime investment. You're her father, for crying out loud. You should be more interested in your daughter's future.
That's not the point. Anyway, how much is it gonna cost?
$25,000 per month.
What? $2,500 per month? How?
Why are you so surprised, lol? That's the normal price. Oh, I mean $25,000 each, of course. $5,000 for the both of us.
You gotta be kidding me. No matter how you look at it, that's too much. No chance.
Whoops, well, I already paid, so there's nothing you can do about it now. Looks like you're out of luck.
You already paid? No way. Did you take my bank card without my permission again?
Take a chill pill. The introduction fee for first-timers is dirt cheap. $20. Can you believe the value? I covered that myself with my own pocket money, so just cool it, hothead, okay?
You seriously need to stop doing this. Who the hell do you think you are, taking my bank card and withdrawing all that money without even consulting me first?
Ugh, you and your old-fashioned opinions make me sick. You think just because you're the man, you get to rule the roost and tell us girls what we can and can't do?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm asking is that you think more carefully and talk to me before doing stuff like that. We're supposed to be a couple, damn it! I pay for everything in this house. Millie's tuition fees, the rent, the gas and electric, groceries, repairs, clothes, everything! You think I'm happy with the fact that my salary isn't as high as it could be? I'm doing my best, babe. I want to provide you both with a comfortable life and make you happy. But there is a limit to what I can do in such a short space of time. I only have one body. As a mother and a wife, you should think more carefully before making such huge financial decisions.
Here we go. As usual, the excuses come pouring in. Limit this and doing my best that. It's pathetic. I think I might throw up.
Isn't the answer to all of your problems staring you in the face? Get a better job, you goddamn sloth. Do you have any idea just how important a woman's physical beauty is? A man's value is determined by his salary and education. A woman's value is determined by her looks. I may be kind enough to let the fact that you earn such a pathetically low salary slide, but don't you dare try and drag me and my daughter down with you. Besides, it's only $5,000. I'm sure you'll come up with it somehow. You are working super mega hard after all, aren't you? Any man with a brain cell or two would pull his socks up and show a little resourcefulness after being lucky enough to marry someone so far out of his league. Hey, old man! Come pick me up, I'm at Grand Central Station.
Sorry, I can't. I'm working right now. Please ask your mom instead.
Excuse me? Are you refusing to come and pick your daughter up? Mom's out for drinks today, so she can't.
I see. But our house is only 3 stops away from Grand Central Station. Why can't you just go home by train?
Wow, are you seriously telling your daughter to get on the train and walk around town on her own at this time of night?
This time of night? It's barely 7 p.m. You come home later than that all the time.
Look, this isn't my fault, okay? The guy I was supposed to be going on a date with today canceled on me last minute. Now I'm stranded. Plus, there's no way I'll be able to find a seat if I get the train from Grand Central. Do you actually expect me to stand and hold on to the handrail? Ugh. Oh, a taxi would be fine too. Just pay my fare.
Millie, listen. You're not stranded, and you're a young, fit high school student. Standing on a train for a 3-station journey is hardly a big ask.
Ew, you really are gross. You don't even seem a little bit worried about me despite all the incidents with weirdos touching girls on trains lately. How can you be so heartless?
It's not that I'm not worried, but I'm about to enter an important business negotiation. Tell you what, I'll come and pick you up once I'm done with this meeting, so just sit tight and wait for me, okay?
Nope, not good enough. Come now.
Huh?
If you don't cancel your stupid business meeting and come pick me up right now, I'll get a lift from some random guy hanging around the station. I swear I'll do it.
Stop this now, Millie! It's impossible for me to drop what I'm doing and come right away!
There's no such thing as impossible. You just don't care about me. Ah, I've got it. I'll get Mom's boyfriend to come pick me up instead.
Mom's... what?
Oh, lol? No way. Don't tell me you didn't notice. That Mom has a boyfriend?
A boyfriend? What's the hell?
You're so stupid, it's actually hilarious, lol. No wonder you get cheated on with wits as dull as yours.
Kylie's cheating on me?
I mean, in a sense she is. But since she doesn't view you as her husband, it technically doesn't count as cheating. I met him once. He's so dreamy. And not only that, but funny and kind too. You could learn a thing or two, old man. You and him are like polar opposites, lol. If you won't come and pick me up, this conversation is so over. Bye!
Kylie, where are you right now?
Out drinking? If you don't have anything important to say, don't message me. Not now, not ever.
Millie told me you're having an affair. She's joking, isn't she?
She actually told you? That girl does make me laugh. She's so spunky.
Is it true then?
Yep, 100% true. It blows my mind that you didn't notice and actually had to be told. You're the dumbest guy I've ever met. It just so happens that I'm out for drinks with him right now.
I can't believe you would do this to me! Are you insane?
Huh? Insane? Quite the contrary. This is the most reasonable thing I've ever done. In fact, you left me no choice. I did tell you, didn't I? Did you forget? That a woman's value is determined by her looks. Falling in love keeps you young. That's a scientifically proven fact. So you see, I've got no choice but to keep falling in love. The problem with you is, far from making my heart flutter, I feel queasy and get the uncontrollable urge to vomit every time I see you. It's a shame, but that's only going to age me in the end.
Quit screwing me around, Kylie! Just what the hell am I to you?
Let me think. My slave?
What?
I haven't thought about you as my husband even once. Maybe calling you my wallet would be more appropriate. But even that would be overstating it. My change purse. That's what you are, lol. Whichever you want to go with, one thing's for sure. You're less than human.
Do you have any idea how hard I've worked to provide for you and Millie? To put a roof over your heads? To feed you? To clothe you?
Ugh, can't you see what a put-off this constant bragging about how hard you work is? Genuinely talented people, genuine hard workers, they don't have to brag or make this big show about how good they are, because their results speak for themselves. The fact you feel this perpetual need to convince me of how hard you work is very proof itself of your sheer incompetence and uselessness, both as a husband and a human being.
You seriously need to stop screwing me around. I've had it.
Oh, Diddums, did baby spit out his dummy? What's your problem now, loser? Let me remind you of something very important. Divorce is not an option for you.
Not an option? What makes you think that?
Remember how your dad works at my dad's company?
I know that.
The reason I was unfortunate enough to meet you in the first place was because our dads introduced us, so I knew you wouldn't have forgotten. If you dare to disobey me, it's over for him. I'll get your dad fired.
You'll do what now? Wait a second. That's going too far. Do you mean that?
Try me and find out. Anyway, I don't think I'll be coming home today. Me and the hunk have other arrangements, if you catch my drift. Make sure you do the housework when you get back, okay, change purse? I want the whole place sparkling. Oh yeah, there's a pile of washing by the stairs too. Get it all washed and hung out to dry, pronto. You can defy me if you like, but just remember, it'll mean your dad being out of a job. Toodles!
My wife and daughter are like different people to the ones I knew before we got married. I'm reaching my emotional limit and can't take much more. I do nothing but work to make them happy and see to it that their needs are met. These should be the best years of my life. Instead, I find myself staring vacantly at the plug hole while I take a shower, crying uncontrollably, lost and alone, more than I'd like to admit. I'm gonna show them both I won't be beaten and make them regret what they've done to me. That's why I came up with a plan. One day, I got the most outrageous message from my wife.
Where are you, David? I need you to do something for me.
Work.
My little slave creature really is working hard. What a good boy. I'm so proud of you. Anyway, about that thing I need you to do for me, you're going to pay off my boyfriend's debts.
I'm going to do what? He's in debt?
I know, right? I was surprised too. Something about the loan repayments from the time his business failed. Oh, he's so industrious. I can't imagine you ever trying to start a business.
What's your point? What does that have to do with me?
I need you to take over the repayments for him.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
It's hardly fair to let him carry on shouldering tens of thousands of dollars of debt all on his own, is it? Imagine how you'd feel if it was you. Just think how much faster he'll be out of the red if you pay it off together. Millie agrees. She's next to me nodding her head right now.
Cut the crap, Kylie. Why the heck would I help pay off the debts of the guy you're cheating on me with?
Ugh, you're so cruel and heartless. Have you no humanity? You call yourself family. Evidently not, because families look out for each other.
Family? Are you saying the guy you're cheating on me with is my family? Don't make me laugh.
Oh, get over it already. You're not seriously still mad about me cheating on you? You're so small-minded. Is that why you've been holding yourself up in the study when you get home from work ever since you found out? Your pettiness truly knows no bounds.
You could say it has something to do with it. Anyway, I have nothing to say to either of you.
So that's how you want to play this, is it? Shall we divorce then? Oh, silly me. I forgot. You can't. You're trapped, lol. Because you're my slave and divorce isn't an option for slaves. Accordingly, do not talk back to me, you miserable little man. You're only wasting your time. Time that could be more wisely spent earning money for me.
I won't be paying off your boyfriend's debts, and that's final. You're the one who chose him. Now suffer the consequences of your actions. Deal with it yourself somehow.
I see. What a shame. This was your chance to finally go up a little in mine and Millie's estimation, but you've blown it. How tragic. I almost feel sorry for you. Unfortunately, this means your husband rating is still 0. You're going to regret this. Good news!
What do you want? I'm at work.
Good. I hope you stay there making me money for the rest of your life. I just wanted to let you know you don't have a home anymore, Gramps.
Huh?
Mom's hunky boyfriend just came. He loaded all of your stuff into his car and tossed it all away at the garbage dump. Mom says he's moving in and you're moving out. It's just gonna be the 3 of us from now on. She told me to tell you never to show your face around here ever again. Oh yeah, but you still have to keep sending us money, even if it does barely amount to pocket change.
Finally?
Huh?
Nothing. Ignore that. Fine. Message received. I'll never come anywhere near either of you ever again.
Huh? What's with the attitude? Did you hear what I said? I said Mom's boyfriend came and threw all your stuff away. All of it. Oh yeah, and wait for it. He brought a dog's lead too, lol. He said, how about we use this and keep Change Purse in the yard? Oh, Change Purse is the new name Mom gave you, by the way. Mom thought it was a great idea. She said you're welcome to come back as long as you stay chained to a post in the yard when you're not at work making us money. Hey, old man, you ignoring me? Did you hear what I said?
Oops, my bad. I just got to my new pad for the night.
Did you hear me? I said you can come back as long as you live in the yard. Hurry and come home, doggy.
Like how I'm coming home.
Are you refusing a direct order from your master? You're probably staying in some cheap one-star hotel with moldy walls and rats everywhere. The yard is far more suitable for you. Come home, doggy. There's a good boy.
I told you, I'm not coming home.
So you're homeless as of today, huh? Gross.
This $1,000 a night hotel is the best! It's been a while since I've put my feet up like this. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking out loud, texting out loud. You would believe how clean this place is. And the facilities. Wow! Jacuzzi, foot massages, fully inclusive room service, gold chandeliers. I actually feel a little out of place. Hold on, I'll send you a pic.
Huh? What is this? Where's that? Where are you?
Hudson Yards,
Manhattan? Which hotel?
the Ritz-Carlton.
What? How the hell can you afford to stay there? Nah, no way, no. Thinking about it logically, there's no way you can, so you must be lying. Yep, you're lying to try to make me jealous. I can see right through your tricks, loser.
If you don't believe me, you're welcome to come. To the front of the building, that is. Go on, I'll come out and say hi. There's no way you're coming in my room, though.
None of this makes sense. How can you be staying there? That's one of the most expensive hotels in America. You don't have that kind of money.
Here's the thing. Ever since I was in my early 20s, since way before I met you guys, I studied investing while working.
Investing?
That's right. You know, stocks and shares.
Can you really make that much money doing that? If that's true, why are you working an office job for ambitionless losers?
Ambitionless losers? Listen, Millie, you're still in high school and you know barely anything about the world, which means you're not even qualified to hold opinions like that. Let me teach you something for nothing. Money doesn't come for free in this world. If you don't go out and work, you don't earn. And it's as simple as that. Besides, I'm hardly the Wolf of Wall Street. Even if I've done all right, I'm still an amateur. And the thought of taking the leap to getting by solely on my investments alone makes me uneasy. It's ultimately just a supplement to my main income. Nothing to take the edge off and afford me the luxury of treating myself to nice things every now and then.
I don't understand. You mean you can stay in a luxury 5-star hotel because you sold some stocks?
Yeah, that's basically it. It'll get real complicated if I try explaining in depth. But to put it in terms that you'll understand, I'm sitting on about $75,000 in pure profit right now.
How much? $75,000? You're lying! I refuse to believe it! No!
This isn't the only way I supplement my income either. To be honest, I think I could actually quit my job with all the separate income streams I've built up over the years. Not that this stuff has anything to do with you guys.
Wait! I just told Mom. I think she's about to message you. She looks really flustered.
I've changed my mind. I'm not even gonna come out to the front if you come now, so don't bother. Room service are bringing me a bottle of complimentary champagne as we speak.
Dad! Please, just come home and talk to us. You don't have to sleep chained to a post in the yard on a leash. I take it back.
Huh? Dad? Did you just call me Dad? That's strange. I could have sworn you called me nothing but crap like old man and Gramps until now. You were being vile and abusive until you found out I had some money. Aren't you even a little embarrassed?
Well, the thing with that is, that was all Mom's fault. Mom told me to speak to you like that, I promise.
The moment things are inconvenient for you, you switch to shifting the blame onto someone else. Tell you the truth, I've always had my hopes you would fix this awful attitude of yours. Sorry, but it's too late for you to redeem yourself now, and I've had enough. I'm calling a timeout. I can't take being around either of you anymore.
Don't say things like that. I'm begging you here. Your cute daughter is begging you. I'll be super kind to you from now on, I swear.
You'll be kind to me? So what? Who the hell do you think you are? Your kindness means nothing to me. I'm long past the point of mere exasperation. We're into the realm of hatred and disgust now. And that's just not a healthy place to be. You pushed me past my limit ages ago. I hope you and Mom's debt slave boyfriend get on like a house on fire. Let's hope he has some kind of value beyond his good looks. I've got my fingers crossed for you, sweetie.
Huh?
Bye, Millie!
I heard from Millie. About how you made a killing on the stock market?
Turns out I do get some luck in life after all. Anyway, what do you want?
You're about to get even luckier. I've decided to give you another chance.
Huh?
On one condition. If you can promise me you'll continue bringing in the big bucks with the stock market. I'm willing to allow you to come home and be part of this family again. Not only that, but I'm open to the possibility of treating you like my husband again. Aren't you just the luckiest man on the planet? You must be over the moon. Well, what'll it be? Can you promise me that?
I can't think of a future more torturous.
Huh?
Which part of coming back to live with a pair of money-obsessed witches is supposed to have me over the moon? I intend on spending all the money I make from here on out exclusively on myself. I don't have a single cent for either of you.
Wait, what? A single cent? Oh, no, you don't. You're not getting out of your duties that easily. You'll be paying child support and covering our living expenses if we divorce. Mark my words.
What are you talking about? Do you ever think before you run that poisonous mouth of yours? Why would I have to pay child support when I never even adopted her? She's not my kid, Kylie. Why would I have to cover your living expenses when you cheated on me? Don't make me laugh.
Huh?
You should have done your research before embarrassing yourself by coming at me with this crap. Besides, what makes you think I'd come back and live with you in the first place?
Do you plan on abandoning me, your wife? Is that what you're saying? Women as special as me only come around once in a blue moon. You'll never find someone else like me.
God, I hope you're right. Anyway, I know you said a woman's value is determined solely by her looks. But no one can fight the aging process, and you won't be fresh-faced and sprightly forever. Don't you think a truly wonderful, virtuous woman is one who possesses kindness, sensitivity, and humanity? One who's thoughtful and looks out for others? Who's respected and admired for her selflessness? You don't possess a single one of those traits. In fact, you're basically the polar opposite on all counts. That's why I'm breaking up with you.
Huh? You're breaking up with me?
We're getting a divorce.
Oh. I take it you don't care what happens to your dad then. You really are disgusting for throwing your own father under the bus like this.
He already quit your dad's company.
What?
I called him as soon as I found out you were cheating on me with Debt Boy.
You get yourself away from that filthy skank immediately! I'm not so committed to this company that I'd sacrifice my own son's happiness to stay here. To hell with them!
Was his rather impassioned response. Apparently, he handed his resignation in before the day was up.
Filthy skank.
To be honest, I do feel guilty about my dad losing his job over this. But it's not like I struggle to make money myself anymore. So I'll be looking after him from here on out. He's gonna be living out a comfy retirement, free of money worries at my place.
Wait, what? What am I supposed to do? Where does that leave me?
Where does it leave you? I don't follow.
There'll be no one left to give me money with you gone. How am I supposed to pay the bills?
Don't worry, your boyfriend can always contact his loan shark again.
This isn't the time for jokes. He doesn't even have a job.
Huh? Wait, so that means you chose a debt-ridden NEET over me? Ah, I get it. The plan was to sponge off the fruits of the inhumane amount of hours I was putting in at the office, all the while living a cozy, carefree existence at home with Millie and Debt Boy.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, it was. This isn't a joke, Kylie. And to be honest, the fact you didn't see this coming a mile off actually astonishes me. You'll be hearing from my lawyer regarding the divorce proceedings over the coming days. I hope you're ready for the exorbitant amount of compensation you'll be paying.
Compensation? What makes you think I can afford to pay you compensation?
Whether you can afford it or not isn't my problem. But since we're divorcing as a result of your affair, there's no way you're gonna get out of paying it.
My affair is the cause of the divorce, is it? Do you have anything to back that wild claim up? I don't know anything about an affair.
Tell me something, Kylie. What made the two of you think I was just gonna stay at home and take your abuse while paying for you to exist in perpetuity? Are you completely detached from reality?
Because you didn't have anywhere else to go?
I've been waiting for you to kick me out for a little while now, actually. You made so little effort to hide the affair, you were practically advertising it. So I assumed it was only a matter of time before you kicked me out and moved the new guy in. I approached a private investigator as soon as I figured out what was going on and had him collect comprehensive evidence of your extracurricular activities. That includes photos of you guys loading all of my belongings into the car and tossing them out at the garbage dump. Everything.
No way. Please, baby. Please don't divorce me, anything but that. I need you, baby. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm pregnant. The baby's yours, sweetie.
We haven't been near each other in over a year. Just give up already. You disgust me. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. There was one thing that really riled me up. All that crap about giving me a husband rating? I mean, seriously? Let me return the favor and give you a wife rating before I block you forever. The results are in, and yep, it's a 0. You're fired! I would never have imagined in my wildest dreams they'd do this, but to my amazement, Kylie and Millie tried to barge past security at the hotel I was staying at a few hours after I blocked her. Kylie grabbed hold of the receptionist amidst the chaos, somehow hoping to get my room number out of her. Obviously, 5-star hotels don't put up with that kind of thing. The two of them were subsequently taken away by the security guards, who leapt into action after the initial surprise assault. I felt awful for the hotel staff, so I headed down to reception with a box of chocolates and apologized profusely as soon as everything was over. I can't deny it, though. The sight of them being dragged away by security like a pair of out-of-control horses was just too much to bear. I couldn't contain my laughter, so much so that my stomach still hurts a few hours later. The divorce went through without a hitch, and I received compensation proportionate in amount to what my ex-wife did to me. When the sum was announced, the color immediately drained from Kylie's face. She begged and pleaded with her dad to pay it for her, but he swiftly refused. Apparently, the hole left by my dad's departure from his company was pretty big. He came down on her like a ton of bricks for causing him so many problems. Kylie's boyfriend was so stupefied when he heard the figure, he couldn't figure out which was bigger, the compensation or his own debt. And not long after, he pulled a Houdini-level vanishing act. Eventually, Kylie had no choice but to make ends meet by working like a dog. She spends her mornings working part-time at a supermarket and her evenings at a bar. As for Millie, I accepted that part of her attitude problem could probably be attributed to the influence of her wicked mother, and decided to cover some of her tuition fees out of pity until she graduated high school. However, she could no longer afford to go to the same private high school I'd been paying for her to go to all this time, and had to settle for a cheap public high school full of ruffians. Last I heard, she was trying to survive her school life as best as she could by keeping her head down and avoiding the gang members and various other delinquents. As for me, thanks to my diligent efforts to establish several reliable income streams while putting in long hours at the office over the years, now I'm living a carefree, relaxing life. With my mom and dad at the family home, which I just had renovated. I can't tell you how grateful I am to be living a life of joyous peace and quiet after everything I went through.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.